Happy holidays, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's the podcast. We are here. We got a lot to talk about. It's a big show.
It is.
It's a big wrestling-themed show.
It is.
So if you're Rocky, don't listen. Because I don't think he likes wrestling.
No, this is going to be our wrestling-centric show.
Yes, we're going to cover the everything that happened at Saturday night's main event. We're going to go through that.
Yeah.
And then we're going to end the show with our top 5 matches/moments in wrestling in 2024.
Yeah.
Which I think are the same thing, but for some reason Brian wanted to call it moments instead of matches. So we'll go with it.
Just go with it.
Just go with it.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
I definitely didn't just throw mine together this morning because my brain's been like nonstop trying to think of it, and I couldn't think of like times when they happened. I know the matches, but I couldn't remember where they happened.
As long as they happened this year.
Yeah, no, I just had to make sure.
Yeah.
Because it all blends together in my head. But yeah.
How was your week, Mark, before we get into our Saturday night main event?
It was good. Busy, but good.
Claire's doing good?
Claire's doing well. I know we just felt like we were just here.
We really
just were.
Thursday.
We were just here Thursday. So yeah, quick turnaround. So not much really has gone on in the weekend. I went to my first Wolfpack game, which I found out the morning of as I was kind of like thinking about it. It was my first Wolfpack game in 5 years.
Wow.
I'd not been since 2019.
Wow.
The final home game.
Jeez.
Yeah.
How was it?
COVID happened.
Yeah.
And then Josh took over.
Yeah.
I just haven't gone back. So it was fun. It was different. It was also the first game since 2003, Wolfpack wise, that I've gone to and not done camera. So that was an experience of not having to work.
Right. You get to enjoy.
So it was very weird to be there, and it's like I felt like the whole time like I was getting yelled at by somebody, like, you should be on camera, what aren't you doing? So that was in the back of my head constantly. But besides that, it was fun. It was a different perspective. It definitely was weird. It took a while till about like the middle of the second period where I started to like enjoy myself and actually like watch the game and not like, oh, you know, this is where the camera should be, and you know. But yeah, so it was a good time. Then yesterday, I recorded the Enfield Community Chorus concert at the old Fermi High School, now called the Enfield Annex.
Yes.
The school looks exactly the same. It's like a time warp. It feels like every time I go there, it's like literally.
It's sinking too.
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's slowly sinking.
Oh.
I believe. I heard that somewhere. Josh might know, but
Josh's office is there.
It's not much anymore because they've taken most of the stuff out of the school. So now it's just used
an
like
empty shell.
Yeah, there's like none of the machine shop stuff, none of the like all the cafeteria stuff is gone. So like for the most part there's nothing in it but office space.
So all the heavy stuff's out of it, so it's not sinking anymore.
It's not sinking.
The planetarium's gone.
Yes.
Well, no, that's still there because they don't know how to get it out. Because it's that like 8 foot tall.
Oh, the projector. And
the projector. So that it's still there with the control
Mr.
panel.
Yankee's still in there too.
No,
years ago.
No, because they were actually using the room for storage for JFK when they were doing the remodel.
All right, let's not go down the rabbit hole.
They still use it all the time because it's continuing ed's there.
There's a ton of stuff in there.
They were playing like
it's like intramural basketball. There's a ton of stuff in there now.
It's still like nonstop.
Like some of the town council has office space in there. The police use it.
Yeah.
So
at least it's being used.
Yeah, it's still being
like the wrestling team for Enfield High.
Yeah, Enfield Wrestling's room is there. That's their whole setup.
Yeah, like the Enfield Garden Club uses the old like greenhouse.
Yeah.
So it's still being used. It's just
like custodial services. There's a whole bunch.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff in there. It was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh! Every time I go there, there's like more stuff in there. It's like, okay. But yeah, so that was fun. It's the town. It's a town chorus. It's a community chorus.
Yeah.
So anyone can join up and they practice. Julie LaRocca is the director. I think she graduated with me or you, one of the two. She went to either school. I saw Dan Sterling. He was a Fermi guy.
Yes.
He was there. I think one of his parents is in the chorus. So that's always fun to see some folks, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very Enfield-centric, so it's a lot of Enfield folk that you run into at those things.
Right.
Yeah. Kylie was thinking about joining it this year.
Yeah, but then it would have happened this weekend.
It would have happened this weekend, and they were at a convention, so it didn't make sense for her.
The sisters went to Christmas Con in New Jersey.
Is that Hallmark?
It was
Yes.
a Hallmark.
It's
thing.
basically. Well, no, there's also, I think it was either last year, like Chevy Chase and
Yes, they have,
Quaid
like,
were there.
random, like it's Christmas.
Because it
themed.
is
Yeah.
Christmas
Yeah.
movie themed,
Yeah,
but
right,
it's
movie theme, so it's
That
like all
makes
the different
sense.
folks. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. like
mostly
this year-
Hallmark.
Mostly
But-
Hallmark, like Winnie Cooper from Wonder
well,
Years.
She
Years.
does. She does a ton of Hallmark
She's
movies.
a Hallmark. She's a Hallmark person. Jodie
Wow.
Sweetin from Full House.
Nice.
Yeah.
She does a lot of those Christmas movies, so
Mhm.
she's there.
That's cool.
But yeah, so they went and did that on Saturday.
Yes.
They left Friday night, went
Spent the
Saturday,
night,
came back Sunday.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah,
That's
So
awesome.
that was pretty cool. So that's why I went to hockey because Josh needed a way to get there. So
You can't drive.
can't Uber.
Can't
so
Uber.
I was his Uber.
I could, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, he wanted to spend the money, so he just made me do it.
Uber's
But
expensive.
it was busy in Hartford. It was crazy.
Oh my God, it was intense.
Pratt Street in Hartford is directly across from XL Center. That's the street Vaughn's is on.
Yeah.
And also Urban Lodge, which I've never been to, which is really nice. If you're
Mhm.
looking for a place to check out
Mm-hmm.
in Hartford, not why you'd be in Hartford, but if you go down to Hartford,
They also make the Wolfpack beer.
they do. On Pratt Street, there's this new brewery called Urban Lodge, and it's the thing of it is there's also one in Manchester. I found out,
Yes.
which I didn't know either. But it's like literally a ski lodge in the city. It
Mhm.
has that theme inside. It's very rustic and wooden and like that kind of deal.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. It's like so that was a nice place because we were trying to get something to eat before the game, but Pratt Street was having a street fair, like a vendor fair,
Oh.
like a holiday vendor fair thing.
Yeah.
So it had, like Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, different like things going on.
Inflatable curling.
Inflatable curling, which is pretty neat looking, but also just like different little craft vendors and stuff on the street, and then also in the different shops and stuff. So Vaughn's was slammed. Urban Lodge was slammed.
Well, Vaughn's is also slammed because there was a fire alarm going off in the apartment above it.
yeah.
So-
one of the buildings like upstairs was having a fire or something. I don't know. Like there's firefighters and everything. It was a whole
Nobody's got
thing.
time for that.
It was a whole thing. Yeah. So we ended up going to this Brownstone. Was that the name of it?
Brownstone,
Brownstone Pizza,
Mm-hmm.
which is like on the corner. Used to be Four Dads, and then they went out of business, and now this other place is taken over.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty decent. It was alright.
It was
not.
Mally's or O'Murphy's pub.
It was,
right? It was the Irish
O'Murphy's.
pub.
Yeah. Way back when. That
So
was
you
years
didn't go
ago.
to that lodge place?
We tried to go in there,
We
but it was
tried- yeah.
slammed. It was busy.
It was
they had like
slammed,
a bunch
and
of vendors
they had a
in there and
yeah,
everything.
they had a
and they had, like,
Christmas
vendor
fair going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like all these little like
I was gonna
things all
say,
through the
we
whole
need
place.
a new
so,
sponsor for ETV.
it's already in the works.
Urban
Right.
Lodge, and then
Gastro
Illicit. Illicit. It's like the one.
Yeah.
And that's in Old Adams Mill.
I
It's
got
that
news
type
for you
of feel
after
to
the
it.
show. I can't talk about it yet, but there's
All right.
stuff in the works. I'll say
All right. Well, we gotta.
there's a whole bunch of stuff in the works
What-
for that. But
let's,
we'll have more on that in the near. Hopefully,
January.
January we'll have news on all of what's happening with Equilibrium TV.
All right.
But yeah, so that was my weekend. It was very busy. Claire's doing well, recuperating. She's getting sick and tired of having her head down constantly.
Yeah, it's gotta suck.
So we go. She has 2 more days. I told her there's only 2 more days. Today, tomorrow, we go back to doctor Wednesday morning. Hopefully, he says you're good. You can stop positioning. Then she can just write it out until
Yeah, because it's a full month recovery, right?
it could be. It's a full month recovery to like get back. Like she should be able to go back to work beginning of the year, but the recovery process itself is like 12 something weeks
Jeez. And hopefully
with
it
the
takes
bubble,
this time.
and it takes, and then like they go in and take the bubble out and make sure it's stuck, and then it should be done. So we should be done with it at that point. We should be
All right.
hopefully done with it.
Well,
Then we just got to pay the doctor's bills, which
Yeah.
would be fun.
we're sending all her love to her.
Yeah,
To her.
yeah,
Let's hopefully.
yeah.
it
So I told
sticks.
everyone's getting like Five Below gift certificates for Christmas this year.
Not even something from Five Below, just gift
You
certificates.
just gives her. You pick your own stuff. I don't know what you like.
And nothing at Five Below is really below $5 anymore.
Yeah, it's like dollar stores now, like $1.99.
Yeah.
Like
Five
Dollar
Below.
Tree.
Everything's like
the dollar
$5
menu
or
at McDonald's
more.
is $4.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe I'll give Brian a gift certificate to Dollar General.
You don't have to give me anything.
I don't know what would make you mad.
Oh, I
That's
wouldn't go there.
I was going to say, Brian's like, no.
I hate that store with a passion of 1,000 suns.
Kylie goes there all the time.
I bet.
Ugh,
I bet.
I can't take it. So ugly.
Right? I think is it the part of that. Just really quickly, before we get to it, is a part of that the thing of you don't like it because the way the building looks, and then it's also a tiny bit of you on the inside of you being a thrifty guy that you are. Like if you went in there and enjoyed it, then you'd be even more mad that you enjoy being there and shopping there.
No, the reason I don't like it there is based upon the ethics of the company, and I think it was a very bad place.
You have yuppie issues with it, is what it is.
No, I just don't like
What ethics?
I just don't like what they do. They put out small businesses. They go into little neighborhoods.
Okay, so here's my question
This
for
is
you.
what they do all the time.
I'm not saying
They
I know.
understaff.
So
they don't pay well.
So
and
what small
also,
business is being put out in Enfield?
Hold on. I'm not done. Also, it's super ugly because they still have yellow banners across the front of the store for their grand opening, and now they're just like hanging, and it's very ugly, and nobody's taking them off. It looks so ridiculous.
Yeah. Surprised
but-
the town hasn't said something about that, Josh.
But
yeah, me too.
but
Can't put a sign up
to
for
answer
anything
your
else.
question, I'm not saying it has not done anything to our neck of the woods yet. I'm not saying it will. Hopefully it does not. I don't want it to. But generally speaking, that's generally what happens because they can sell things much cheaper. So if I go to the Enfield Mart or Raffia,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go to those places anymore because Dollar General sells the same thing but way cheaper.
Yeah.
But it's
No one goes to those anymore.
Yeah.
But I much rather
Like the
support
thing I've seen with
the local
Dollar Generals
businesses
is
than
like the
Dollar
only
General.
places I've seen them is like in the boons, like places that don't have
Like
like a
Broadbrook.
grocery store nearby.
They usually go in lower income.
But like there's like one like in the
neighborhoods.
middle, like when you get off the highway in New Hampshire to go to where we used to go to Chaw's in New Hampshire, like on the border, like Mass, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
There's like nothing out there. There's like no stores.
Yeah. So they
And there's
put
like a Dollar General out
but
there.
we have a Dollar General 8 minutes away in Broadbrook. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, it's a different town.
I know, but it's 8 minutes away. And
Well, you're
then
gonna drive
there's
8 minutes away. Or you're gonna drive 2 minutes down the street to the one at
there's
your
a Dollar
house.
General on Route 5. And there's a dollar store in the center of town. It just seems very odd.
How many McDonald's are there in Enfield?
Too many.
How many Dunkin' Donuts are there in Enfield?
Way too many.
There you go. Exact same price.
At one
Exact same
point,
business model.
At one point, we had 4 Dunkins on the same road.
Yeah.
But
One across the
Yeah.
street from another.
It's like right now you literally have a McDonald's on 2 streets right next to each
But
other.
I'm not talking about fast food. I'm talking
One in
about
Hazard
we're talking
Avenue,
about
one in
Dollar
Elm Street.
General. Now Dollar
It's
General
the same business model.
How many convenience
but
stores do we
Dollar
have?
Generals are struggling. So it would be interesting how long it lasts. I don't know. It could have went to a better location. I think
Where
that's
else-
also the location behind the Enfield Mart. There's a rotting building right there.
Because
Porter Chester. They still own the
Porter
building.
Chester still owns the
the
building.
town needs
Well,
to
Lincoln
figure.
Tech still
The
owns the
town
building.
needs to figure that
They
out.
can't
The
do
town's
anything,
a lot of
Brian.
empty
It's
buildings.
private
There's like a
business.
Comcast building right down the street
Right.
here. That's
It's private business. They
literally
can't
the
do
size
anything.
of like a Costco.
All right, I don't want. This is not the
No, we
episode
just-
to do this. I don't
No,
want to.
But
say
Brian, the
I
other
don't
thing
like
is
it. I
that
just don't go
that
there.
whole area was planned to have another strip mall. That's
Yeah.
what Four Corners is.
Well,
Yeah.
There was supposed to be a whole strip of
hey,
stores
I've
there.
always
we
wished when I
all
was a
have
kid.
our own things.
When I was a kid, I wish they'd put a diner there.
Yeah.
A
Oh, yeah.
la Bayside from Saved by the Bell, and we could have went right outside and got food right from there, and that
Right.
would have been the best.
That would have been
Yeah.
way better than it is.
Yeah.
Now they go to Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do. They hang out talking.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't. It's just a,
I used
a
to go
me
to Ann's
thing.
Pizza,
I'm
but-
sure
Yeah.
you have a place you don't like. I'm sure Josh doesn't have a place. We
Yeah,
all
I-
have our own place.
There's nothing I
I
like.
don't, I
Dislike,
don't hate.
Brian.
I don't hate
I
places.
love everything.
No, you don't.
I don't hate.
I know you.
stores.
All right.
Why would I hate a store?
I know. Why would I like? I don't like inanimate objects. I don't like be like, I just like that place. I'm never going
There's
there.
places you don't like going to.
Like for food?
No,
Yeah,
just in
but like I
general.
don't
For,
like
like,
the
shopping?
food.
Yeah,
No. Well,
you enjoy every shopping experience you've ever had. And,
Walmart and I have a love-hate relationship.
well, there you
I
go.
don't. I
See?
just hate going there because it's
See?
just annoying.
See, there you
but
go.
it's you
But
go.
I like going there because it's stuff's cheap.
See, it's Walmart's no cheaper than anywhere else.
No, definitely different. Definitely cheaper.
I don't.
It's cheaper on a bunch of stuff, but
Yeah.
there are stuff.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be very,
it's-
very depending on what it is.
It depends.
It's like rotation between because going off our dad,
Well, no,
you
I could tell
rotate
you-
between grocery
I can
stores
tell
and
you, like,
I
randomly,
absolutely hate
random
going to
thing.
Walmart, but I have to.
I have since I gave up sugar, I've
Oh,
fallen in
yeah.
love with sugar-free popsicles. They're like my one treat thing I get myself, and they also make sugar-free chocolate chip cookies at Walmart.
But
So
they
like
make
the
those
two
anywhere.
thing-
Target.
No, they don't.
No. The Walmart chocolate chip cookies are a high class difference than anything else I've had. I've tried a lot of different ones to try to like find when you like realize you have to like you decide you're giving up something.
Yeah.
And you find like you start figuring out different places where you can get certain things.
Yeah.
Like the quality of it's stupid too. It's like they probably just make them as a frozen thing or whatever. But whatever. The quality of the sugar-free chocolate chip cookies at Walmart is far and away better than anything else I've ever had.
Yeah, but who makes them?
Walmart. They're Walmart brand. You get it
it's
at the bakery.
But that's like
Yeah, but it's
gluten-free
probably
stuff.
made.
They're
Oh,
probably
you're-
frozen, but they're just like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
just
yeah.
cook them and
Like,
put them in a plastic thing and
a good
buy 'em.
example of this, Brian.
no,
I know.
We're
But a good
going down a
example
way
of this
different direction.
is
But no, I'm just
Lulu's.
saying, but the thing that
Lulu's makes so much money on their gluten-free stuff.
Yeah.
Just because they're the only one that
yeah,
makes
the only
it.
one that
I
makes
guess
it.
going back to
But-
the original question.
No, I'm
is
saying like
what you don't like. Is
so-
there a place you don't like going?
I don't like going to Walmart.
There you go.
But I go to Walmart because it has certain things. Like
we
I
also
was saying,
see
the
you complain
popsicles.
about it all the time.
Popsicles are like $4 a box at Walmart.
Yeah.
But Stop and Shop or a Big Y or any other supermarket, they're like $6 a box.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna buy them at Walmart.
All
I'm not
right,
gonna
all
buy
right.
them at.
But my
grocery
question
store.
is, we all dislike
I don't like
places
dislike it to the point where I'm not gonna go into the store. And
until I
hate
was
it with a passion of a
forced to
thousand
go there
suns.
because Allison's prescriptions have to go there. I would never go into Walmart. I couldn't. I just don't like it. I go in now and I peruse things because honestly, I don't have a Best Buy anymore. I can't look at movies.
No,
Target
yeah.
No, yeah.
completely got rid of
Yeah,
physical
Target
media.
Target
Yeah.
got rid of all
Yeah.
the physical stuff.
I went there the
Now
other
it's like-
day. No movies at all.
Yeah.
No, it's like
None.
all that
Yeah.
section now is all like
It's just
It's
records.
literally
grocery
the
and
only
random-
place, like their Target and Walmart are really the only places you can like really find Lego, if you're a Lego guy.
Oh yeah, Walmart.
Like there's
Target,
like maybe Kohl's randomly,
Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble, but it's Barnes and Noble
It is
prices
the
are always
smallest
more
selection.
expensive. And it's like very niche kind of
Yeah.
things. It's not like the regular.
Barnes and
stuff.
Noble's
have a
mostly the
decent
science
select-
stuff.
Yeah, a lot of the sciencey type stuff like that, and the fancier sets. But yeah, so it's just
All right,
It's
I
hit or
like
miss at this
Dollar
point.
General. It's just who I am.
yeah,
It's fine.
yeah.
Dollar General will be fine without me.
I'm
It
sure
You know
will-
what,
they're gonna
Brian?
be fine.
You know what you
without
can
me.
do, Brian?
What?
You
Not
can lay
go-
the smackdown on it. Let's get into wrestling.
Yes, please,
Yay,
God.
there we go.
I'm getting bored with this topic.
Saturday night's main event happened this past week. We're
It
gonna
was
go
awesome.
into our wrestling challenge. It was a 2-hour show. It was a quick
I loved it.
zoom through show.
I had a blast watching the show.
Claire was not a fan. She's like, it just wasn't interesting.
It was
She
too fast for her?
She's like, well, no, she said it was a glorified house show.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all it was.
But
Yeah.
it
That's all
was
it
so
was.
much fun. I
Okay.
loved
She's
the
like, if I went into
80s.
it knowing no one was gonna lose, I would have probably been more. She's like, if I'd like talked to you about it beforehand and you gave me like what you thought was gonna be, so I probably would have enjoyed it more knowing what was gonna happen, or at least having an idea what was gonna happen. But she like went to it like thinking that there was gonna be some like thing was going to happen.
Well, we
Okay,
had some big moments.
Here's
after.
something
Not
that
really. It was
wa-
kind of
was-
just a
Well, Cody Rhodes is
Ho-hum.
laid up now.
the one thing that shocked
with
me
fake
about the whole
injury.
show,
Yeah.
the
They're
one
all
thing that
fake
shocked me at
injuries,
the whole
Mark.
Not all
show
of them.
was learning that Jake the Snake hasn't been in WWE for 40 years.
Jesse the Body Ventura.
Just Vani Ventura, yeah. Well, because he wore the snake jacket. That's
He
why
wore Damien on his
Yes.
jacket.
Yeah.
That was a
See-
nice old school reference, which I
Yes.
enjoyed immensely.
Seeing
Yeah.
him, I'll tell you this much: for somebody who's just getting into wrestling and hasn't watched wrestling since the '80s, since I was
Yes.
a kid, this was a lot of fun. It was
Yeah.
very
It
nostalgic.
was a stupid fun show.
I loved it a lot, and it was like
When they like
I loved how quick it moved.
my
I loved it.
my thing with it is I was a little disappointed in the fact that they kind of sold it as they were going to be very retro. It was going to be very like old school kind of feel to it.
I mean,
Which they like the referees were in the old referee
Pat
outfits.
and bow
McAfee's
ties.
back.
Pat
we
was
had-
back, but
we
I mean,
the
like they
Bobby
had like
Ventura's
the
here.
different like entryway thing, which they kind of faked
They,
with like the
well, they did the old WWE logo,
yeah, like
WWF logo.
their thing. But it was like
the
very
Legends logo.
like I don't know. It would have been nice to have seen some of those older wrestlers interacting with the newer wrestlers.
We saw
Oh.
Coco Beware.
Coco
Oh
Beware,
my
but I mean,
God.
yeah.
I was
But
like,
it would have been
wow.
cooler to see
That
them
would have
like
been the cool
actually
thing
involved in
if
things.
they did like
Oh,
a
and,
throwback
Jimmy Hart.
thing.
Yeah.
Jimmy Hart was there?
Yes.
But that's what I mean, is they were there, but like it would have been cool if they had them
not
part
just
of the
sit in
show.
stands
Well,
waiting.
Like you did a
it's
vintage
a 2-hour
Yeah.
show. It's on network.
But they would have been nice to like see them like interact in like backstage segments.
If you
and
go on
things.
YouTube, they have all these little interviews.
Oh, I know,
with
but that's what I
everybody.
mean
It's
is
great.
Yeah,
with it being 2
I want to
hours,
see it on the show.
you got locked into just the matches
was
for the
weird,
most
though,
part,
because,
and a
like-
sprinkling. If it was more like managerial,
Yeah.
or
Well, my
something.
thing was like, okay, you're gonna start at 8:00. It's only 2 hours long. I thought they would have went just a full 3 because you would have got right to the news at 11.
Yeah.
That was my thought on it.
Yeah,
It
but
was
this
like,
is the first one. Maybe it'll
What?
happen. They got
But-
to.
That's the
Yeah.
only thing. That's the only other thing is going off of just looking at everything. It felt like this was a trial run of
yeah, it was
this
very
is a
much
way to come
is
back
this gonna
to
work?
TV with random like monthly like or
Yeah,
quarterly
bi-monthly or whatever
jumps
they're gonna
in,
do
yeah.
random things. Yeah.
like if they did like a quarterly Saturday night
Yeah.
main event
One thing
thing.
they did announce out of it is they did announce that Elimination Chamber is gonna be March 1st,
Yeah.
and Royal Rumble is February 1st.
Mhm.
So we're probably not gonna get anything in January
Yeah,
No.
because it's not
they
enough.
would have announced it.
Unless they're gonna do like some kind of Saturday night thing
That's a rumor.
in the middle of January.
That's a rumor.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess out of the 3, I really had a good time with it.
Oh, I enjoyed
Oh,
it.
no,
I watched
we
it after
had
the
a
fact
great
'cause
time.
Josh
It's
and I were at
just-
the hockey game, so we didn't watch it when
I
it
watched
happened.
it live.
Yeah.
It was
So
fun.
I got to watch it on Peacock after the fact, which is
Yeah.
nice because it blasts
No,
through the commercials.
Mark got to
commercials.
be a Brian for once.
Yeah, I got to be Brian for
Yeah.
once. I got to watch it after.
I watched the first hour live, and then
Went to bed.
Then I watched the second hour Sunday morning because I told Allison, I said, watch the first hour with me, and then if you
It's
want me
9
to turn it
o'clock,
off,
Brian. Let's go to bed.
Nice little quiet
then I
lay
went
in
to
there.
bed.
That was good.
Then I went to bed.
Then I went to bed.
No.
Then I went to
Then
bed.
we watched Star shows, and then I went to bed.
Star shows?
Our
Our
shows.
Oh, I
shows.
thought you
We
said
watched
Star
our
shows.
Star
shows.
shows.
He said we watched our shows.
Our
Oh,
shows.
it sounded like you said Star shows over here.
I can't bogart, like it was our time. I said to her,
How old are you?
Can't Bogart the TV, man.
Bogart TV,
I'm not gonna
man.
bogart the
Can't
TV.
Bogart the TV.
All right, let's get into the.
right, anyways.
Jeez, my God, this is gonna go on forever. This show.
All right, so
It's now time for the Geekonomics Wrestling Challenge.
Saturday night's main event. The results are
I
we had our
sucked.
yes. You didn't. You did just about as good as Brian did. So
Yeah,
Oh,
we
good.
did pretty good. We did okay. I think Mark did the best. But.
Because he probably picked everybody who won. So
except for one.
All right, let's get into it.
Because I was trying to do the thing where I was trying to make it interesting. If I just went with it, I would have swept. But our bonus that we had from Friday night, the semifinals for the U.S. Women's Championship, it was Bailey against Chelsea Green and Michin versus Tiffany Stratton. Josh,
lost.
You got
I
them
had no
both.
points.
You got them both
neither one
wrong.
of them correct.
No,
You
I
picked
got no
Bailey
points.
and Tiffany.
Yeah.
They did not win.
No.
Brian did pick Chelsea Green and Michin.
Yep, I got 2
I
points.
picked Chelsea Green and Michin.
You got 2 points.
Yes. Brian picked Michin to win.
Yeah, I failed there.
I picked Chelsea Green to win.
Yeah.
Which means
You
I
got
got
5
the bonus
points.
point.
Yeah,
So I got 5
You
points
got
on
5
that
points. What did Josh?
I
lock in?
picked Chelsea
one. Josh
for the
picked
win.
Chelsea Green, so you got 2 points on
Yeah.
that.
Gotcha.
I got the champion point.
He made it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Brian got no points out of that, or do you?
Oh,
get
yeah.
Brian
got
got 2 points out of that because he picked the 2 semifinal winners.
Oh, okay. I missed.
You didn't
it.
get the final person.
Gotcha.
You guys got the same amount of points, but in different ways.
That's funny.
So the U.S. Women's Championship Finals, Chelsea Green took down the win.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to her. Little
So now Matt
factoid,
Cardona is one half of the.
I threw that out to Claire right afterwards, and she was like, "I don't know who that person is," but I was like, "That's pretty cool." I didn't think about that till after it happened.
What?
Zack Ryder was his name in WWE. Matt Cardona is Chelsea Green's husband.
Mm-hmm.
He had won the U.S. Championship, the men's U.S. Championship, in 2011. I
in
want
the
to say.
ladder match, right?
In a ladder match, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
at WrestleMania, I believe.
Yeah.
And Chelsea Green is the first U.S. Women's Champion,
Oh, that's kind
so
of
they're
cool.
the first
married US.
couple to both win U.S. championships.
Nice.
It's a nice little factoid
A little factoid.
you can keep in your brain.
Okay.
That's trapped in your brain now forever.
If we ever do any wrestling trivia shows at a
well,
bar,
that was when that
we'll
was
know.
like I said to Claire after the match, and she's like, "And this is why you can't remember my birthday."
Exactly.
I'm like, "Yes, that's what happens."
We can remember our grandma's phone number from 20-something years
don't ask
ago,
me
but
what you asked me to do 20 minutes ago because I won't remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's when, it was a nice little realization that Claire had there that I have locked in a bunch of useless information in here, but
great at
important stuff.
we're
couldn't
great
cover.
at Trivial Pursuit.
Like
Not
this
much
morning.
else.
Yeah, like this morning, forgot my lunch because my brain doesn't remember.
All right,
things.
let's go.
So next up, we had the Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre grudge match.
Yeah, I got that right.
Yes, you and Joshua both picked Drew McIntyre. I tried to be the contrarian, just to make it interesting, to pick Sami, even though I knew Drew was going to win. So I did not get that point.
I have to say, that was actually a really entertaining match.
Yeah, it was. It was a good one.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like the only match Brian said he was probably going to be the best one.
No, the one I was really looking forward to.
He was looking to the Cody Rhodes.
No, Io Sky.
No, Io Sky,
Morgan,
that's what it was,
Liv
yeah.
Morgan, which
But-
is probably one of the weaker matches of the show.
I have to say, they were all matched up very well. Like, they all moved very well, and they all played off each other super good. Like, there was no really big mistakes. There was no, like, fumbles.
Well, the Chelsea Green Meechin match had a little bit of
There was that one I remember, but
a couple.
But
And especially in the
I'm talking about the
semifinals,
major
it was
one.
snappy.
tough.
Very snappy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, go on.
Yeah. So, going out of that, you and Josh got a point. I did not.
Yeah.
The Women's World Championship match, like we were just talking about, Liv Morgan against Io Sky. Liv Morgan, of course, won.
Mm-hmm. Did we all get that?
Shocker by shocker. We all picked Liv to win that.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Because we all just figured that's what's
I
going to
think
happen.
that's the
because
only
they all
one
knew
we
were gonna
all.
be Rhea was
I
gonna
think
be
that was
Rhea.
our only sweep pick too.
No, I think Cody Rhodes was also a sweep pick.
That's a
Yeah,
sweep.
Cody Rhodes
Oh,
was
is it?
also a
Okay.
sweep.
Okay.
So Liv Morgan won that, and then at the end of the match, Rhea comes out,
Yeah.
confronts her, they
Stares
cut
at
to
her.
commercial.
Yep. More to
So.
come. To be continued.
To be continued, which
Love
Brian
it.
does not like those.
Well, I love wrestling to be continued.
No, TV shows.
I
Just
know.
in general, you don't like to be
The,
continued.
the bear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't like what they did.
I know. Speaking of things you don't like.
Hey, people don't like commercials either.
Yeah.
People complaining about that made me laugh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Then we moved on to the World Heavyweight Championship. It was Gunther up against Damian Priest, up against Finn Balor.
Well, I screwed myself on this one.
Yeah, you and Josh both picked Damian Priest to win.
It's
should've
been
just said
going on
Gunther.
forever. It's like,
But he did pin Finn. He didn't pin Priest.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
And I think we talked about that. We all figured Gunther was going to make the pin, not on Damian.
Yes.
So, man, I should have stuck with Gunther. My gut was saying Gunther, but I'm gonna. One day I'll get it right.
One day
Well,
you'll
like,
decide just to go with it.
it just feels like it's been going on so long.
Well, I mean, this
And
is
it's
the only
like,
time.
something's
This is
gotta
the second
give.
match
Yeah.
in this beef.
Yes.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. So Gunther did win. I got 2 points. Neither of you got points.
No.
Yeah.
And then the final match of the night was the Undisputed WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes against Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
It was a very good match, as Brian would say.
It was actually pretty good.
Cody Rhodes won the match, but he didn't win the war because
got-
Kevin Owens beat the schnotz out of him after the show went off the air.
He used
Yeah, it
the
was on
illegal
YouTube.
pile driver.
He did the illegal
Pile driver.
package pile
Full
driver.
package. file
Paralyzed
driver.
them. Then
Yeah.
now they put a
He's not
statement.
paralyzed. He's like a stinger.
They put a
fake
statement
sticker.
out that Cody's going to be out for a while, but it was kind of
In
an
other words,
interesting.
Cody's going on vacation
it was
for
kind
the
of
holidays.
It was an interesting
Yeah.
ending because
Basically, that's basically what it was. Is
Yes.
hey Cody, we're gonna give you a couple weeks off for
Randy
vacation.
and Cody wanted the holidays off, so Kevin Owens.
This way he doesn't have
he
to show up
walks
to
out
anything.
with the belt.
the old
The
winged-
belt,
the
not
old
the
winged belt,
not the
Yeah.
title.
Now, what was
winged eagle.
that? The winged belt from the case? Because I was like,
Yes.
what was in
Yes.
the case?
Yes, that's the winged eagle belt from the case because Cody's wanting to use that belt to bring it back.
And Triple H is like, this one time.
This one time
This
you get to
one
use this
time.
one belt
One belt, yeah.
that random nerds care about for some reason.
It was cool.
Oh, and you should have seen them freaking out because it wasn't the actual belt.
No, it's
Because they can't use WWF.
yes, exactly.
But anyway, I don't know that, and I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. And
No,
it was
no, it's just
it was cool.
It's just the funny, stupid
But Kevin
things
Owens
people
took it,
complain
so
about.
it's Kevin Owens' belt now.
I wish that part should have been on the show. Kind of silly that I had to watch
Well,
it on YouTube.
Time wise, that's probably why.
I
If they'd made a
know.
3-hour show, they could have fit it in.
They could have. I
That's
did.
all I'm saying.
But maybe
People complain, oh, you're not enough wrestling in the amount of time. So you had 57 minutes of wrestling, on this show.
It was a great show, though.
A 2-hour
It was a lot
show.
of fun.
But, like I said, between entrances and all that stuff, a 3-hour show, you could have finished those stories. You could have told that, could have expanded those stories and really hooked people in to watching down the road. If they had seen at the end of that, Kevin Owens taking out Cody Rhodes, you think people that, like, random fans would have been like, oh my gosh, what's going on here?
Well, that was my
the
That guy,
question.
like,
were really
and saw
quick.
Cody being taken out in a stretcher at the end of it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I got to watch this show on Monday. If I'm not a fan of this,
Well,
I
that's
got to
what I
check
mean.
this out on Monday and
That's
see where
where
the
my
story
question
goes.
comes in with the reasoning behind it. Did they just do the quick matches to just get people interested?
I think it was like a
and then
teaser.
the
It was like a teaser
exclusive
thing.
stuff for the people that are
Yeah.
always there.
Yeah. But all they did is, like, slam, like they've been doing nonstop that, hey, we're moving Raw to Netflix.
Well,
yeah. It's basically
it was
an
a commercial to move to
advertisement.
Netflix.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. Let's be honest. I'm sure they get way more views on YouTube compared to network.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
On
definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
it's on the Peacock, so people could have watched on the Peacock.
It's on the cat.
Right. So
Yeah.
let's be honest here. Netflix probably has way more subscribers than NBC has in this
Well,
point.
Peacock, yeah.
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 I'm just saying because it's on network. It was on a network channel.
Yes.
So I'm just
Yeah.
saying more people watch YouTube compared to broadcast television.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the fans are gonna see it because I saw it. It was
Yeah.
on my feed the next day. So yeah, I would have liked it if it was on the show, but it. You know what though? It was a fun,
But my thing with
snappy
that
show.
is a show like that. That is not for, like, that show is not geared towards you and me.
No, that's. I mean,
That's a show that should be geared towards the non-fan, like bringing them into the fold.
Well, that's I
kind of
think
thing.
is
Simpler.
what.
So
That's
So
what
I
I
feel
was
like if
thinking.
you had,
Little
if they had
samples.
gave them the full 3 hours, or they'd done the full 3 hours, they could have had that whole thing with Kevin Owens on the show.
Yes.
That would have grabbed, like, a casual person
Right.
that was just tuning in
Yeah.
because there's nothing else to do on a Saturday or they're home, whatever. Be like, oh my gosh, what the heck? I used to watch wrestling when I was younger. I'll watch this. And then at the end, the guy that's the champion just gets beat down by this guy, and this guy just walks away with his belt. Like, well, now I want to tune in tomorrow night and find out what's going on with that.
Well,
like, what the heck?
There's a lot of other good moments
Yeah.
that could have wrapped people in.
That's
Yeah.
I mean is.
That's all.
Was
That's
it?
my
Was
only
it?
thing.
Were they going
I
for the
agree with you.
hook? Like, were they going for the hook, or were they just going to show people what they've missed out on?
Yeah. I mean,
That's
then they
where
had the
the-
other video, another video of Triple H then getting into it with Kevin Owens at
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
the entryway and all that.
So let's get into the points.
So in the points, after all that, you and Josh both took 8 points out of the night.
Yeah.
I took 11 points out of the night.
Oh, so it's not too
Wow.
much of a gap. That's good.
That's not bad.
So-
we tied for second, Josh.
Yeah.
That's like a
So
high second.
Josh finishes the night going into
The end of the
think
year.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
Next-
Royal
next-
Rumble would be potentially the next one.
Potentially
Without,
next thing, unless they randomly throw some other thing at us.
Yeah.
With 79 points, he wraps up the year with 79 points. The
Okay.
calendar year.
Nice.
Brian wraps up the calendar year with 88 points.
Okay. Not bad.
I
88.
wrap up the calendar year with, put my camera on, 96 points.
Wow.
so we're all like 10 points apart. For the
So
most
Josh
part.
is 17 points back because he can't do math in his head.
No, but how many behind Brian?
Behind Brian, you are 9 points behind.
That's what I mean.
Brian.
It's 10
Brian
points
is
and then
8 points behind
yeah.
me right now.
So it's like a 10-point difference.
You know,
Yes.
this is just right
but
now.
all I thought of when I
we're-
did tabulated the points before the show is, I am basically bonus points, like Money in the Bank bonus points away from Josh
yeah.
at this point. So I'm good there. And with you, if the bonus points hit, I'd be just as that far away from you.
But I still get some bonus points for that too.
You
'cause
get 5 points.
I said Nia Jax, and she wins,
Yeah,
so I get points for that.
yeah.
I don't get the smack. I never said SmackDown,
No,
so I don't
no.
get that.
Yeah,
So was that 2 and 2? What was that?
no, yeah.
It was a 5 and 5
It's
because it's
5 points
It was
for
5
everyone,
points
and you get an
apiece.
extra 5 if you get all of 4
Yeah.
of them.
So I would
you,
get
it's
10
5
points
points
for that.
apiece.
it would be Nia
Plus
Jax,
an extra 5
she
points if you
wins.
got all 4.
Yeah, yeah.
You get Nia
Or all
Jax,
3.
she wins SmackDown.
Yeah.
So it's 15, but
Plus
then
the
you
5
get another
bonus for
Oh,
all
I
of
get Tiffany Stratton because I picked her to win.
which you already got that.
So I got that 5 points.
Yeah, we both got that.
Yeah. Then SmackDown. So that's 5 points there.
Right.
And then
She
Nia
wins.
Jax.
Nia Jax.
And then she wins.
So that's 15.
So that's 15 points, but I get an extra 5 because I got all 4 of them correct.
Right.
Right.
So then I'd get 20.
Yeah. But I would still get I would
still
say
get
10.
Yeah. So it's still.
I'll still be behind you by 10.
Yeah. Well, 18 technically, because you're still 8 points behind me right now.
Yeah.
Well, okay, yeah.
It'd be 10 points more than now.
Still.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically, if he hits, I can't win.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
Josh
saying.
is
That's
out
what
of the
basically-
running.
Josh is basically out of the running. He's,
Yeah. But the season finale is
Just
WrestleMania
start getting your
41,
vocal
right?
cords ready, Josh, because you're going to be the one.
Wait, hold
singing
on.
some
WrestleMania 41 is the season finale.
Season finale.
Hey,
Now,
I didn't sign
WrestleMania-
up for singing or nothing.
WrestleMania 41 has a lot of points on the line.
There'll be a lot of points on the line.
And
It's
aren't we
2
doing
nights.
something special for Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
We
I'm still
talked
working
about
on
Oh
that.
yeah,
Still working on
the,
that.
So that-
the
There's some
Jokers.
points there to get to.
I feel like Royal Rumble could help us out.
Yeah. Could
Oh no,
even
no,
things out.
but that's what I'm
Could
saying.
everything- Could catch
If
Josh
Mark
back up again.
hits, there's no way I can win.
Yeah, but
No,
if we're
there's
doing,
still chances.
if we're
like
doing
if,
the bonus
if it's 20
points for Royal
if
Rumble,
it's 20 points, well, no, because Josh would be like
I'd be
37
like
points
almost
behind.
40.
but
That's what I'm saying.
You'd have
is
to like you'd have to really. Hit
I'd have
on
to
Royal
basically
Rumble.
win out the year.
You
for
have
the
to like
most
hit
part.
on Royal Rumble and
Yeah.
hit on WrestleMania to
Yeah.
catch up.
yeah, we're doing bonus points for Royal Rumble.
Oh, no,
so
no,
I feel
I'm-
like there's a good chance.
I'm
Sean.
not complaining. I'm just saying
Royal
if he
Rumble's gonna be
wins, I'm
there's
out.
going to be the possibility of changing the whole
Yeah.
complexion of this whole situation.
Yeah. So I'm
So
excited.
it could be
for that.
like a very interesting,
Yeah.
If it works out right, it could be interesting.
Yeah.
Make it interesting.
So I figured for our top 5 wrestling matches moments of 2024, we can just go back and forth like we normally do.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, so we're all good with talking about Saturday night and no one anything else to want to talk about?
Why is there anything else from Saturday
No,
night you want
I
to
was
talk
just
about?
I was just asking because we sort of just ended.
Well, yeah,
Well, I mean,
'cause
what else
it was
is
a-
to
it was
talk
a good
about?
show. It was fun. We had a good time.
We get that. We're moving on.
We're moving on to
We're moving on.
our top 5. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
I
Jack?
was just
I feel like there's something you want to talk about. Is
it just
there
felt
some deep
it
secret
just
that
felt
you want
like
to tell
it
us about
stopped.
Saturday night? Did you
It
like
just-
did you like have an emotional moment during a match?
no,
something you
it
want to tell
just
us
felt
about
like
or
it
something?
stopped.
What else is there
What are we
to
supposed to
talk
do?
about?
There was no like great transition from that was a good show to we talked about like after the thing we talked about the points
We
and all
talked
that.
about
That's what we talked
everything.
about. Like what else do we need to cover? Anything else you want us to talk
No.
about?
No.
All right. Well, moving on
We're
to
moving
our top
on.
5 wrestling matches / moments of the year.
All right. Here we go.
Like Brian was saying, Brian and I are gonna go between the two of us our top 5 moments of the year. For time sakes, we didn't include Josh in this because it'd be way longer.
Yes.
But Josh, feel free if you hear anything that either one of us mentioned to jump in and let us know that you also enjoyed that match
Okay.
or a moment. So Brian, we'll start with you. What was your number 5 match / moment of the year?
Honestly, for this year, going to the first Blitzkrieg Pro show, even though I was kind of late,
Yes.
but getting to go like with you, your brother, or my brother,
Yeah.
being like a kind of hanging out with your siblings, kind of bonding time.
Yeah.
Like old times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, it was a lot of fun. And now I just always want to go to these.
Yeah.
Seeing CPA wrestle was awesome. And then also, this was not only my first Blitzkrieg Pro show, but Dijak's first show out of NXT.
Yes.
And I will tell you, I've never seen you stand up so excited in my life. Mark, wow. And it
was like seeing an old friend. That you
Yeah, it's
hadn't
like a
seen in
friend came
while.
home.
it made me so happy to see you so excited.
Yeah.
And my brother, who literally that night, not knowing,
Yeah.
says, Dijak, and then Mark's just like, there's a possibility he might show up. He just got let go.
Yeah.
And then my brother was like, no way.
No way.
Now, Paul London was there,
Yes.
which he was already super
He's already
excited.
Google Gaga about.
Then Dijak showed up, and my brother's chin hit the ground.
Yes. Then he got his picture taken with him afterwards and autographs and everything. And
That night,
sometimes your brother's like taking a Make-A-Wish kid, like Jeremy Hudson to an event.
I was about to say. It was very
It's like
Jeremy
very,
Hudson taking him
very
to like
childlike sometimes,
Yeah.
taking your brother to things.
that
It's
night,
like taking Jeremy Hudson to events sometimes.
right.
Well, remember
that night was very awesome.
Remember we took Hutzel to the house show at.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that
Yeah,
type
it was
of.
like that kind of excitement.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that was a really cool night.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, we go to these, but nothing has topped that. That was really awesome.
Yeah. That
I
was a
think
good
it's
one.
like it was really special.
It's in my top 5. I'm later on in my top 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll let you go next.
My number 5 was was from Raw in September 16th to be exact.
Ooh,
the Bronson Reed versus Braun Strowman match.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, this is probably one of the best matches.
Is that the car one?
The car one.
car
He
one.
jumps on him in the car
one.
and they fight outside.
Yes.
And they're throwing big, huge pieces of equipment around.
Right.
There's nothing more entertaining to me than two big, huge guys just destroying things.
Yes.
Like a Rampage video game.
Yes.
But yeah, that was just intense seeing that happen and just like the craziness that they did. And now Braun returning last night, or on Friday night, to destroy Carmelo Hayes.
Yes.
Which was pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, just very interesting to see that whole dynamic that they were doing. I wish they had done more with that and kept it going longer. But I understand now with the Bronson's injury and all that, you can't really do anything with him. So
yeah.
But yeah, so that was my number 5 moment of the year. Was
that's a good one.
Specifically the jump off of the
wall on
barrier
the car.
on top of the car through Braun Strowman. That was like, oh my gosh.
I feel like, yeah, man, I got to think about that's a great, that would be
Yeah.
on my list if
Yeah.
I thought about it. That's
Yeah.
definitely a great one.
Yeah. All right, Brian, give me your number 4
my
match
number
/
4
moment of the year.
I mean, there's kind of a theme going on with me because it's like my first year back in watching wrestling. But for me, this was kind of watching WrestleMania 40, watching at home, watching with you and Claire.
Yeah.
But we got to see, Cody Rhodes was going to finish the story. I got to see the whole Rock thing.
Nerd.
Final
Finisher
boss
Yeah.
stuff, and that whole Mama Rhodes, which became really funny.
Yes.
And it made me realize, like, I was getting sucked into this storyline, but it was ridiculous over the top, and it was fun. And, like, I was like, man, I really miss this kind of entertainment.
Yeah.
So I think WrestleMania as a whole was fantastic, but I think the part that made me feel like a kid again was seeing the Undertaker show up out of nowhere and take down The Rock. Like, it goes dark, you hear the Undertaker's theme music, it lights back up, and there he is, holding by the neck, throws him down, goes dark, and everyone's gone.
Yeah.
And it felt like an Avengers. It felt like we're watching like MCU
like a movie.
Yeah.
The everyone being gone part was the one that was really
was
usually
wild.
like
Cleared the
usually
cleared.
Yeah.
usually there's like carnage.
Yeah.
But like
He
it
just
was
took
really,
everybody away to clean the area.
It was really cool. It made me it made you feel like a kid again.
Yeah.
This is stupid fun entertainment.
Yeah, it was
It
probably the
great.
best show of the year, WrestleMania 40. They really pulled it out the
they-
stops on that one.
They made me
Yeah.
more of a fan, want to keep watching. WrestleMania 40 was really good.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to top it in 41, but man, 40 was great.
It was definitely the kickoff to what has been a crazy year for WWE. Like, it's ridiculous. My number 4 was another match. I went matches as opposed to moments. A little bit of moments mixed in here and there, but more the matches that stuck with me the most. This one was Gunther versus Randy Orton at King and Queen of the Ring.
Oh,
Yes.
that's a good one.
It was just the brutality of the chops
Yes.
that Gunther was hitting Randy Orton with.
Yes.
And just watching Randy, like, skin, like, start to bubble.
So you see that
basically.
welt,
All
yeah,
red
all-
and
and like get
bleeding.
red and just like the blood coming off his chest from like the hits and everything. And then even Gunther like taking the beat down from Randy, and then Gunther finally winning the match, and it was just like, oh gosh. It was like old school, like rough, like bare knuckle boxing kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a match that stuck with me this year.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. All right, Brian, you're number 3.
Number 3 was Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre at Clash of the Castle.
The Castle.
Clash of the
Question.
Castle.
I think I've become
The Castle.
the Castle. Damian Priest has become one of my favorite wrestlers. I think he's fantastic. He's very
He slips in the Owen Wilson there for a second.
I know.
Wow.
We're slipping to a castle.
Okay.
What is happening? Wow.
It's the end of the year, Brian. It's the end of the year.
All right, Clash
Wow,
of the
that's a-
Castle. Wow.
Wow, that's a nice castle
Nice
you got
castle.
there.
Wow.
Gonna have a clash?
All
Were
right. Are we gonna?
Were you born here, or did you just move in here? Just like your residence?
Wow.
Wow, it's pretty nice. in here.
Wow.
A lot of
Ka-ching.
rooms. A lot of rooms.
Ka-chow.
So ka-chow.
Ka-chow. A lot of rooms you got here.
Ka-chow. Why'd you have to say ka-chow?
Ka-chow. Wow.
They're like, let's give Owen Wilson is saying that sounds just like wow.
It's ka-chow.
It's the car version of it. Ka-chow.
They knew what they were doing.
They know what they're doing over there at Pixar.
Pixar.
They know what they're doing.
Anyway, Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. Made
Clash
me
the Castle.
Clash of the Castle. Wow.
Wow.
Made me a
Wow, it was a good match.
Damian Priest fan. Drew McIntyre is fantastic as well, but the moment that was really unexpected, and I absolutely love it to this day, with CM Punk showing up dressed as the ref,
Yeah.
giving him the peace sign,
Yeah.
and basically embarrassing Drew McIntyre in his home country.
Yeah.
Just like, I think it was
He wasn't
hometown.
giving the peace sign. He was telling it was a 2 count.
Is it
Oh, well, he was holding
But
like
he did it this way, but he was
did
just
that
doing
way.
2.
Oh, because
he was showing him was 2.
Oh yeah, because he pulled the ref out.
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah. He wasn't saying him a peace. He
but
wasn't giving,
also,
like, peace, brother.
this means
Peace.
Yeah, also,
this
that's
means
what I'm
something
saying.
else.
That's
It
what I was
means
going to
F
say.
you
That's
in
the
Yeah.
middle finger.
That's what I was
So that's what he
thinking.
was going
Yes.
for, yeah.
Um.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
those two fighting, CM Punk showing up
Wow.
was a wow
Wow.
on
moment
the
of
Bryan meter.
year. Wow. Moment of the year.
It was a
Brian.
wow moment of the year.
My number 3 was your number 5. It was individual match, but also the thing that happened afterwards. CPA versus TJ Crawford
Yeah,
was the main event of that event that we went to.
both fantastic.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was the first Blitzkrieg show I had been to in a long time.
Since before COVID, I would assume.
Yeah, since before COVID. It's kind of like a weird thing happening.
Yeah.
I'm going back to things I used
Well,
to do again.
because it's almost like,
Like I'm
it's
getting
been
out of
5 years.
COVID
I think we're
times.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I'm like I think I can start doing things again. Yeah, so it was interesting. It was fun. It was fun seeing, like you were saying, it was fun seeing Anthony's reaction to things, and also it was your first wrestling show,
Yeah.
live wrestling
Live
show.
show,
you went
yeah.
to.
Yeah,
So that was cool to see you enjoying that, and also like getting to go there with you and enjoying that, even though you got there late. But when you did get there, you had a good time.
yeah, I had a blast.
Yes, the Dijak return was
yeah.
probably was my number 1 moment of the year. But because it's cool, it was good to see him, as because it's like when he was originally in Blitzkrieg, which I talked about before. Getting to know him back then, and being happy for him to get the gig at WWE, but then unfortunately seeing everything that happened at WWE and how they just couldn't figure out how to use him correctly. And then seeing him come back, and now since he's been back, seeing how he's basically become the badass that he should have been in WWE,
Right.
but they just never would let him be that guy.
Yeah.
So that's been cool to see, but also just to see him like back and being able to be himself again and not having to be in Retribution or some random character that they'd
Right.
try to put him into.
T-bar.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like Dijax is kind of like the underworld version of LA Knight? Like if you put them side by side and you
It's
make LA
the
Knight that guy
non-flashy,
Dijak.
the non-flashy version. I would say.
Dijak is, I think
He's like
his
the Bizarro
character
version.
now is which is a weird thing to say.
I'm basing this
If-
on looks.
If
but-
Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre somehow could be combined into a wrestler,
Yeah.
it'd be Dijak.
Yeah. Okay, fair. I can see that.
He's got like the athleticism and the streets attitude of a Damian Priest, but he's got the build and the strength
The Drew McIntyre.
of a Drew McIntyre.
Right.
So he's like that same kind of character, which is why I think that was the missed opportunity WWE did with him, is you could have had him be like the third guy in that like
Right.
like that grouping of guys. Like he could have been right in there with that mix.
But we got
They
him.
took
But
away.
we got him.
They
We
took
got him.
away.
Always
They
go
took
back.
away all of
Yeah.
his personality.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
if they let him be
And he has that personality.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they let him be his own personality and not tried to force it into some weird
box.
box that they were trying to make him be, I think that would have worked out better. But you always can go back.
Right.
Look at Cody Rhodes.
That's what I was gonna say. Is
Everyone ends up
there's
back.
been
Everyone
there's been a
goes
lot of
back.
guys that have come
Drew
back.
McIntyre left.
Drew came back
and actually became the character he is now
Andrade,
in the Indies.
Andrade
Yeah,
Alivio came back.
Yeah,
so it's like
it happens.
a bunch
So,
of guys have come back from.
There's always a chance.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right, Brian, you're number 2. Oh, that was from the Luau. That was in the show that happened.
Yes,
it was
in
Luau show.
2024.
Summer Luau.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is their like WrestleMania show.
Yeah. Big one.
Yeah. So your number 2 match / moment of the year.
For me, this was kind of the match that made me want to start watching week to week. It was Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax at Elimination Chamber. This was because Elimination Chamber is like in February or March, right?
Yeah, March.
Okay.
March.
Yeah.
So this was at this time I was only watching the PLEs.
Yeah.
But when I watched this PLE, I thought Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax was fantastic. Like, even though
You could have
everybody,
finished that sentence. Rhea Ripley looked. Oh, wow.
well,
I mean,
But-
it's nothing wrong with it.
yeah,
It's just she's
yeah. But what I'm
chiseled from granite, basically.
but
It's crazy.
what I'm saying is that match, like everybody the next day at the comic show were like, yeah, it was a good
Yeah.
match. We all knew who was gonna win.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was the edge of my seat.
I was
I didn't
loving
know who was gonna win.
And he hasn't stopped since.
Yeah, yeah.
Every show
Um,
is. I can't believe it's happened.
It was a great
And-
match. It was a great match.
You know,
It's gonna be a great match.
Rhea
Yes.
Ripley has gone on. She's probably one of the best female wrestlers. And Nia Jax, even though, like, in the beginning, I was like, she's okay.
Yeah.
I recognize she's super talented as
Yes.
a heel.
Yeah.
And I think they've used her correctly, especially with the whole
Yeah.
Tiffany Stratton stuff.
Yep.
So, yeah, this match made me, like, want to continue watching week to week, where WrestleMania was like, this made me feel like a kid again. I'm
Yeah.
excited. This was the match that was like,
Yeah.
man, if I was on the edge of my seat for that, I want to keep going.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Also, it helps to know the story for some
Yes,
of the
yes.
because some of the PLE, because we've had this discussion before. Some of the PLEs you watch, you're like, well, why are they fighting?
Right.
Yeah.
What's the point of this?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no
You know,
belt on the line.
This
Yeah.
was also you make a good point. Watching Elimination Chamber, I was introduced to a lot of cool wrestlers, and I was like, man, I want to know more.
I'm like, who are these people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Why are they fighting each
Fantastic.
other?
Right.
Yeah.
like
What's
they-
the story here?
yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
All right. For me, my number 2 event of the year was another CPA match. But this was the CPA versus Dijak for the Bedlam Championship match.
yeah.
Going back to number 3, I forgot to mention the reason why number 3 was number 3, also besides Dijak, was the fact that CPA won the championship at that match against TJ Crawford. And that was amazing because, again,
He's
I
been
remember
that-
when CPA first came into Blitzkrieg years ago, and to see him like now become a champion of the whole thing, it was crazy. It was like he's put in the time, so he deserved it.
Yeah.
But now seeing CPA versus Dijak, it was a
Wow.
tough thing for me because it was like 2 of my favorite guys,
That was a great match.
and
we were cheering for everybody.
everyone just assumed Dijak was gonna squash him.
Destroy.
Dominate.
Yeah, which he did.
Yeah.
He did destroy him and dominate him. But
But CPA had one more shirt.
had one
More
more
shirt on, and he could do it. He pulled
and
it
he
off.
pulled it out, and he won, and it like the place went berserk
Oh my god.
that he beat Dijak.
Yeah.
So I really like. They had another show on Saturday, this past
Yeah,
Saturday.
yeah, we
they had
missed it.
Slayer, which was their toy drive and everything.
Yeah.
And I was bummed I couldn't make it because I went to
know.
that game with Josh. But
Also,
yeah,
everyone was busy that day.
yeah, everyone's busy. It was just it was a weird.
Next
weird
show's in
thing.
February. So.
Yes.
February, yes.
We'll go.
Yeah, in Westfield. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we've never done the Westfield show, right?
I've never
Mark?
been there. Yeah, that'd be interesting to try out. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I definitely want to go in
Yeah.
February. But anyway.
But yeah, so CBA versus Dijak happened at Black number 1. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
a
A
very
lot of
well put
fun.
together show. Yeah,
A lot of
They-
fun. Matt
they
Ryan
always-
yelling, getting
Matt Ryan,
Dijak
yeah,
to crack
having
a
Matt
little
Ryan,
bit.
bringing Matt Ryan with us. Yeah, yeah.
No,
and-
that was that.
yes, that was Matt Ryan. Was at
Dijak
that
was
one.
up
You
there.
didn't go to that one because you had a hockey game.
No, I was at. No, you're.
No, you
You're-
weren't
no,
there. It was
you weren't at that
me,
one.
Matt
No,
Ryan.
that was a different one because I was at the Dijak versus.
CP.
No, you
CPA
were at the
match.
TJ Crawford
Yeah.
match for
Yeah.
CPA, and Dijak came in afterwards.
Josh, it was Matt Ryan, Mark.
I went
me,
to
my
2
brother.
shows. You guys went to 3.
Yes, you went to the one where it was Marcus Mathers and Dijak sat in the audience. and
That's what.
watched.
Okay,
Yes.
that's what it
And he
was
was
because he
live-
was.
live
That's when
streaming.
he because
called out
he wanted the
CP at
belt.
the
He called out
end.
CPA at
That's
the end.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I was
that's
like,
what you were
I
thinking of.
was definitely at another show.
Yeah, that was the one you were
Okay.
thinking of. He
Okay.
fought, that was in between
That's
there.
right,
He
'cause-
fought Marcus Mathers.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's what
Sorry.
you were
No,
thinking
that's
of.
what. Yeah.
but no.
I watched
yeah.
the highlights on the YouTube
Yes.
page.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that's
This
what
is
it
the one
was.
where, Matt Ryan was there, and he got dijacked to crack because he said
he hates small people.
he hates small. He's a heightist. He's a heightist because he's so tall.
Oh my god, it was so funny.
Dijak just looks over at us. He looks at me and he looks at Matt and he just goes, he's like smiles and he's just like, shut up. He's like under his breath, like, don't do this to me. And the other cool part of it was also the match you brought that Nick went to, Nicolimo.
Yes, Nicolimo brought his son.
And he got to hold the goat.
Gets to hold the goat.
Oh, the goat. He was
metal
the goat
chair. Hit him in the leg.
Hit him in the leg, and he loved it. It was
loved
awesome to see him. Like, I could see him in the corner of my eye where I was sitting. I could see him, like, flipping out every time something happened. So that was cool. So that was neat to see, too.
That was a packed show because they actually put seats in front of the stage. The stage.
Yeah. They do
Not
that usually.
The
they
ring,
have that.
Josh, but the stage.
Yeah.
Like, that's how many people were at this one.
Oh,
so
like,
behind,
between the stage and the ring?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they had...
Usually, that's usually not...
Yeah, they had people. It was a busy one.
It used to be they had people on the stage, like tons of
years
rows
ago
of
they did
seats.
that, but they stopped doing that.
Yeah, because they need the
extra
space.
seats this
They had a lot of they had seats everywhere. But yeah, so that was my number 2. But I'm going to throw in an honorable mention, which you can throw in as well if you want. My honorable mention is our wrestling challenge. I have enjoyed picking with you guys. It's been fun.
Yes,
it gives you a
I
reason.
enjoy it more because I'm winning.
Yeah.
But
it also gives you more of a reason to watch.
Gives you another reason to watch, and I actually can and Claire's enjoyed it that she like sits there and she's like, "Oh, who'd you pick? Did you pick that?" I'm like, "Yes, I picked that." And she's like, "Oh, you're so smart." And I'm like, "Yes, I am." It's so fun, but it's good times. But it's hilarious. She laughs about it all the time. She's like, "Why are they even playing at you?" I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, so we joke around about it all the time.
God, could you imagine all 3 of us at your house with Claire?
I've already started negotiations. I've already started negotiations for Sunday WrestleMania.
We got to do Sunday.
Of having all you guys at the house for WrestleMania Sunday.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be the determining night of our challenge.
Yeah, because we could do what we could do.
So I'm thinking at the end of it, we'll do a live belt presentation to whoever the winner is.
We can record it
and release it.
And then we can put it on the podcast.
Yeah.
We could start the next podcast with the presentation of the belt.
Yeah. So that's the thought. No. I'm already thinking about it.
I'm sorry. Title,
yeah. Belts hold up your pants. Titles are one.
Whoa, I like that.
That's a Pat McAfee.
That's
an old Vince McMahon thing.
I'm so happy to see Pat McAfee back.
Vince McMahon thing. That's what Vince McMahon did not like people calling that the title belt.
Was it a belt?
Title.
It's a title.
Right. It's a title championship.
Well, Mark.
But yeah, so the wrestling challenge is my
with that honorable mention. I agree with that totally. It's been a lot of fun. It's
brought a new dynamic to the
podcast,
show. Yeah. And it's also brought a new dynamic to watching.
Right.
It's like maybe actually I need to pay attention to Raw and SmackDown and actually follow the stories a little bit more than I usually would.
But also
like some shows I tune out during the storyline parts.
But now you have to pay attention.
I got to pay attention because I want to know I got to make sure I got the picks right.
And I think we've been doing this podcast for well over 10 years.
Yes.
And I think it's good to have a change. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We've done what we can do with this show.
Yes.
But to bring wrestling into it, a different audience maybe.
Well, again,
I
Brian,
think it's good.
This brings up the thing of you can only talk about the same comic book shows and movies and TV shows time and time again.
The other thing is
you need something.
And this is secondarily honorable mention of it, is the fact that you getting involved in wrestling again after many years because you wanted to have something to talk to your brothers about. But the fact that that's like we've hung out with your brother at wrestling shows now.
Yeah.
And that dynamic, it's been awesome to see. Yeah. It's been awesome to see that. Then also I think, like you were saying, bringing wrestling into the show.
Yeah.
Which has always been a thing that I've been a fan of for a long time.
Yes.
And then finding Claire, who also was into it, and I brought her back into it again. Now she's addicted as well.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where she's wanting to pick things and stuff and wanting to somewhat be involved in the challenge. Yeah, it's just been kind of cool to it's been a thing that I've always liked and always felt like it was the dirty thing that I was into,
Not
one of those.
Cool.
Because it was always treated as you're
wrestling.
a nerd if you like wrestling. It's all fake.
It's not really a thing. It's kind of it's just a male soap opera, blah blah blah. But it's it's a little thing it's the thing. For me, it's always been the thing that I could turn my brain off for.
Yes.
And not have to think about anything.
Yes.
And just enjoy.
Yeah, I agree.
Like football and sports. It's that's another thing I can just turn off my brain and not have to
You know,
Deal with the world for a couple of hours.
that's people like I explain that to my wife. I say the exact same thing you just said, Mark. I'm like, listen, it's stupid, it's fun,
Yes.
it's entertaining, and I get to escape
Yeah.
reality
Yeah.
because reality sucks.
There's a lot of shitty stuff going on. I'll say it,
And-
and I won't bleep it either. 'Cause there's a lot of shitty
Yeah,
stuff going
and
on.
honestly, this is my happy
Yeah.
place for right now, and
Yeah.
I enjoy it. And like, if I can escape,
Especially over the last 4 to 5 years,
yes,
it's been not a
and
fun
it's,
4
we
to
got
5
another
years for
4
me.
years coming. where
Well,
it's
just in general, it's
No,
just been
in
not a
general,
fun.
gonna be fun.
COVID and other
With
things. have
COVID
made-
and then everything that's happened during COVID and
Yeah.
After
stuff,
COVID and-
family-wise and everything, it's been
Right,
like
Yeah,
the more
forget it.
things I could turn my brain off for, the better.
right.
So
Yeah.
that's been
Well,
like the nice thing to be able to do.
Here's
again.
here's my honorable mention. Our random messages that we send each other. Like
no,
you
no,
guys
no,
have the
no,
group. You
no, it's the random messages Brian sends.
What are you
And
talking
we
No,
have to
no,
respond
Random?
to.
No, but that's what I mean. It's just like
Brian will send things like, "Bro, I watched the match finally after
No,
2
yeah.
hours, 20 hours of being out.
Mark and I.
believe it. I have to like remember everything that happened
honestly,
the night before that
honestly,
I watched.
Brian, it is a thing where Mark and I will like it'll be a day later. All of a sudden, we'll get the message of, "Oh, you finally watched it. Finally.
exactly,
Oh, now
yeah,
we can actually
yeah.
talk about."
I have to like
that.
remember.
Wow.
I have to like remember what happened because Brian's like, "Oh my god, I can't remember. I can't believe this happened."
I always watch it that weekend.
Yes.
No, I
It's
know,
like,
but it's
oh,
just
okay, yeah.
and then
yeah.
the random things of like, going back to why I thought we weren't done with Saturday night. I thought there was going to be some more discussion about SmackDown because we haven't really talked about anything else
Well,
because
let's
we are
finish.
Thursday.
Let's finish
No,
this
no,
list.
but like that brought up me sending you the picture of Nick Alditz's office.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, Josh said that to me. He's like, Brian didn't really pop about that. I was kind of disappointed. He didn't pop about it.
Then I remembered. Oh, he hadn't watched
He
it
hadn't
yet.
watched it yet, probably. That's what I said to him. He's like, he probably hasn't watched SmackDown yet. That's
No.
why he doesn't know what you're talking
Well,
about.
let's get into let's finish
Yeah.
this list. We
I
can
know,
talk
it's just-
SmackDown.
Yeah, because
I got
SmackDown
fun.
happened in Hartford at the
Yes.
XL Center,
Yes,
so that's
it
why.
did. It did.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it was funny. I was watching things on this episode, and I'm like, where
I know where
Kevin
that
Owens
is.
was
I know where
parked
that is.
Yeah.
for the scene. I was like, I know exactly where that is.
Yeah.
But,
Gorilla.
yeah,
Are we
stuff
going
like
to
that.
my last? Or is this
You're
my number
one.
There's
Number
number one.
We're doing our
'cause
number
we
one.
did honorable mentions.
So my number one was the match you just mentioned. Okay.
Okay.
But something happened.
Okay.
So on Thursday, I get a text message from my brother that says, I'm going to read it to you verbatim.
Oh, jeez.
Oh boy, you get rid on his phone.
Brian, my boss just bought me 2 tickets to SmackDown for tomorrow night. Please
Oh.
tell me you can go.
Oh,
And
Brian went to a live show.
I went.
you went to SmackDown?
I went to SmackDown. And I've been holding it in.
Wow,
son of a gun.
Brian.
Tony, his boss, bought him 2 tickets. We were in 200, 204.
you're
Oh,
way
I
up
know where
there.
that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly where that is.
Were you in double K at all?
Yeah.
We were P.
Oh, you're way up there.
You're
That's, a lot.
right.
We had a
That's
great.
some high seats.
We got a great view. It was packed.
Oh no, 204 is the short side. I thought it was on the long side and
No,
So-
yeah, 104 is the
215s.
short side.
we had
yeah,
a
yeah,
great
yeah.
view. We were facing.
You're right above. You're right above where the camera position is.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
right behind
Yeah.
me.
So great view of the ring.
Directly in line with the jumbotron.
Yes, Jumbotron
Yeah.
was great.
Those are good seats.
We got 2
Those are
shows.
decent.
I saw next Fridays.
That's right. He saw
Yes.
next Friday soon
Yeah.
because
Yes,
they
we got
recorded
2
next
shows.
Fridays. Yeah.
So
So we're not doing any bonuses for next Fridays
Nope.
because already knows everything. happened.
nothing major happened anyway.
Yeah.
So Tony, I walk in my front door. We do the podcast. I go to
Yeah.
Costco. I come home.
Yeah.
I look at my phone and I go,
No shit.
what? And I show Allison, and she's like, well, I guess you gotta go. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I gotta
Yeah.
I gotta go. And I'm like, when's the opportunity of going?
Yeah.
So
Funny part of this story is that Claire Lilly said to me Thursday after I got back, she's like, I can't believe you guys aren't going to the show tomorrow. It's like, you and Josh should go, or if Brian can't go, you guys should at least buy this like cheap $15 tickets and just go.
these
Like,
were,
well, I don't want to, like, now it's too late. I don't
they
want
were
to. Josh probably got things going
$65
on.
tickets. They were
Those things are
$65
expensive.
That's
tickets.
crazy.
But his boss bought them.
Yeah.
And Tony was like, if
If
you
you get them
couldn't,
for free, then yeah.
he's like, if you couldn't go, he's like, I had no one to go with.
Yeah.
So we
They
went
could have
early.
called me. I would have went with them.
Well, it says, okay, it was like the show starts at 6:45. So
yes, because
we're-
usually they
There's a
record
pre-show.
like a pre,
Well,
like a superstars or
we're
something.
waiting in line for merch, and the line's taking forever. And
Yes.
we're talking, and it's like 6:20.
Yeah.
And the guy in front of us turns around and goes, "Oh no, I'm over listening to you guys. we're getting 2 shows tonight.
Yeah.
He's like, they're doing the first show at 6:45.
That's why when the
That's why
show
it's
aired,
early.
it didn't actually say live
Yes. And
because they
then,
were pre-recorded.
then he's
I
like,
figured that out as we were watching. I'm like, nothing's saying live on this right now. They must be recording 2 shows.
so I got to see the 2 women's matches that I wanted to see live, which
Nice.
was awesome.
Nice.
And I'm like, I want to text Mark so bad, but I'm not going to tell him to the pod.
I mean, you could have just told me. I would've been
No,
like,
I
whatever.
wanted to save it for the pod.
All right.
So
That's a really new shirt because it's got Alex Shelley on it.
It's I was there show.
Yeah.
So I was there.
yes,
They
on the
make them
back it says I was
exclusively.
there.
Yeah.
So we get there, we get food, we wait for merch, we go up in our seats, we eat.
Yeah.
People were going crazy. It was then they do the first show. It is weird to watch a show without hearing commentary.
Yeah, that
Yes.
is
It is a little
that is
weird.
honestly the one
That was
thing
the one
I
thing
always hate.
that was one thing I was excited about, like going to you with, and seeing you see it for the first time. Is that there isn't like
Yeah.
the live experience is way different
It's very
for
different.
WWE than it is for anything else because you don't hear anything
But
and you're just kind of like just there.
it was cool to see Drew McIntyre take out Uso.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Jimmy. Also, I can't remember. I think this is going to happen in the second show, but Solo comes out, and we all got to yell "what" at him so many times
Yeah.
that he literally goes, "If you yell what one more time, I'm leaving." And we all said, "Leave,
What?
leave,
Yeah.
leave, leave." That was really fun.
That's the fun part is the
Yeah.
stupid chants that come out of a live show.
Right. Also, during this one, Braun Strowman was going to be on the Waller Effect. We actually got to see the Waller Effect.
Oh,
Oh, that's right, because it's a double show, so you just got to
show.
actually
Braun
see the.
Next week's.
Strowman dresses up as Santa Claus.
You saw the Christmas episode
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
or the
And
holiday episode.
so after I watched the 2 female, I was like,
So
you
little fact for you. I don't know if you know this part of it.
what?
You technically saw the last SmackDown of
Yes,
the year
of the year. Yeah.
because they'll be doing the best ofs the following
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That week after Christmas.
that week after
is-
Christmas will be. They
Yeah.
probably won't do any shows those 2 weeks then.
Yeah. This was, I mean,
Yeah.
it was a Christmas show. Like, not much happened.
Because that'll air this Friday, so they probably just won't do anything the Friday after Christmas, and they'll probably do a new show.
It'd be the 6th, would be the Raw.
No, because the 3rd is the first real show back after the holidays.
Will they
So
do it?
SmackDown's
The 3rd.
the 27th is the SmackDown Christmas episode, so it'll be like their like best of thing.
Yes,
or
that's
whatever.
the 3rd would be a.
And then the next one.
No,
would
no.
be-
Right? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
so
it's this week. They
Okay.
recorded
Well,
this
I
Friday's
got
show.
one more
Yeah.
thing to say.
Okay, yeah.
One more thing. Watching the 2 women's matches, I would have picked Chelsea Green because
you said that beforehand.
Michin didn't. She came out and did her speed match for the second show, which is going to be on X. No belt. Also, I was like, well, maybe they wouldn't have a belt.
Well, the
They wouldn't
tournament.
give it away.
Candice
But-
LeRae has the speed championship for the women.
Also, the
Chelsea
speed
Green,
doesn't count.
because I'm not watching the full shows.
Yeah.
The audience loves her.
They do.
Did not realize
They
that
do,
at
yeah.
all. The audience was like,
They're behind her.
yes, but I would not have known that.
Yeah.
So I felt like if I had seen these 2 matches,
Yes.
I would have picked Chelsea
Yeah.
Green. I knew I made a mistake because I turned to Tony. I'm like, I didn't realize the audience loves her that
Yeah.
much. Like, she's good, but
Yeah.
like not that good.
Yeah.
But then, come to find out, when they were recording the second show, up top, they put the graphics up. The next Saturday main event is January 23rd
There you go.
because it was on the graphics.
There you
and
go.
I turned to Tony, like, well, they're doing another one.
Yeah.
It's right there.
There you go.
And he's like, oh, I was doing my best not to watch the screen because I wanted to just enjoy the matches.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I can watch that on YouTube later.
Yeah.
And Tony's like, yeah. He's like, you got to focus down
But
there.
there are some times where you have to watch the screen to know.
The first one,
Especially where you guys are sitting, you have
Yeah.
to.
all the packages, they had all the packages.
Yeah.
You got to watch them. But
Behind the scenes stuff and all
the
that.
second show, there's no packages at all.
No,
They
because they'll probably
actually had
record
us-
them again.
They actually had us do our longest screaming, and our
Reactions.
longest booing.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna put that in during the packages.
Yeah.
They're gonna pre-record.
Yeah.
But the second show was just way more matches.
Yeah.
The first show was a lot of packages. I think we got we got
Yeah.
the tournament and
Yeah.
like 2 others.
Yep.
But yeah, I was really like, holy cow, this is amazing. And I think like the next time it comes to Hartford,
Yeah.
we should just wait it out because he got these tickets off of ticket stubs,
Yeah.
whatever it's called.
StubHub?
StubHub.
StubHub
But it was
SeatGeek.
$65 a seat,
Yeah, that's crazy.
and we were at 200.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
that's
it's still
ridiculous.
not that bad.
But think about it, if that's $65 a piece.
for 2 shows.
But they didn't know that at the
No,
time.
no,
You
no.
just buy it for the event.
Yeah.
But imagine like what the seats down in the lower bowl were probably.
That's the thing is, I used
Yeah.
to sit on the floor.
Yeah,
We used to be able to get tickets to sit
Yeah.
on the floor
for nothing.
for $40.
Yeah.
I know. Well,
Like we went to Money
these
in
are
the Bank
times.
at Hartford in 2019 for I think less than $100.
And
for
you were
the four of us.
you were
That's
up in the end
unheard of
zone,
now.
Yeah,
right?
We were like
you were up in the
200s.
end zone.
We were in the ends. We were in like the corner. They're not great seats, but that was where Bailey won the
Won
Money in
the
the Bank.
Money in the Bank,
And
and then won
cashed
the
in.
championship.
Oh, so one of the guys
That was
from
one where
Order.
Josh got like right next to the announcers.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I was on TV.
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
One of the guys from Motor City Machine Guns, he
Mm.
wrestled when he came out. You know, they do the flashes.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I thought like
Oh, the
Yeah, you're gonna
strobe
have
the
lights.
strobe lights.
You're gonna
was
have a
like
thing. Yeah.
everybody in my. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
like we can't see.
Well, the
Yeah.
other problem
and
is
then the flames, you
Brian,
could still feel
yeah,
the
yeah.
heat.
Brian.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
other problem is with that is where you were sitting. You were in line of sight, basically of that light.
The light
setup.
structure right there.
But
yeah, the lights are
you
right
want
there.
to talk about fire? Were you there, Mark, when we sat?
Kane.
But we sat on that end of the arena
Yeah.
by the stage.
Yeah.
And if you felt it.
Yeah. We were like in the last row on that.
Yeah,
like,
we
right
were
next
on
to the
that
stage.
corner.
And it was
Yeah.
like you feel everything.
Yeah, we felt all
Yeah.
the fire.
Yeah.
It was like wow.
Yeah.
When Drew came out and like whoever.
That's what I mean
Um,
is you were up in the
You're
way up
in the,
high.
You're up above that.
we
yeah.
were like
I know, you're
right
you're
stage
close.
side. So
That's
it's
crazy.
like
Tony was telling me he got to sit way down there.
I remember, yeah, he went one time. Remember seeing him at one with.
and he
Yeah.
said
went with
it
his
was
buddy there, and they
crazy.
sat
Yeah.
really close.
But this was out of the blue.
Yeah.
I was just not expecting it. I
Did you
was
had a
like,
good time?
I had a blast. It was awesome. It was really cool. Like it was great. I mean, I wish the 4 of us could have went, but I mean, I had.
but still
This was just
one
like.
Yeah,
of us. One of us.
And then Tony was just like, my boss bought me these. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And he's just like, we got 2 shows out of it. And Tony was like,
Yeah.
it's so funny. I'm yelling.
Yeah.
I'm yelling stuff. And Tony, he's very quiet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's just like, in the car ride home, he's like, yeah, I wanted to yell this. I'm like, why didn't you? I'm just too embarrassed.
It's too shy.
I'm like, you're supposed to.
No, see, this is why you guys need to come with us,
Yeah.
or even Mariah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mariah
You
gets
want to
into
see
it.
someone who's
Or Matt Ryan.
intense.
Well, Matt Ryan. I
Matt
already
Ryan.
had the Matt Ryan
but like
effect.
Mariah's
Matt never
literally
experienced the Matt Ryan
sworn at
experience.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Brian never experienced the Matt Ryan experience.
Yeah,
at
that
a
was
sporting
fun.
Event.
That was
he
fun.
Then sometimes even I have to be like, Matt, you have to pull it back a little bit.
was
It's a little bit. Sometimes it gets a little too.
it was a lot of fun, though.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes it gets a little bit too
I think
rambunctious.
2025, it would be great if the 4 of
Oh
us
yeah,
go.
we definitely
Yeah.
need to all go to
Yeah.
a main show. But Brian,
I'll drop $65 on
Mariah-
to sit up there. It wasn't
Yeah.
that bad.
we
It
went to
wasn't
an
that bad.
AEW show, and we had floor seats on the ramp.
Hmm.
And Billy Gunn's kids came out,
Yeah.
and I can't repeat what she said to them.
The butt
but
boys?
they literally, she said so much stuff
Yeah.
that they literally looked at her and went, "You're mean."
You're a mean person.
Like,
Yeah,
they-
she can be. She can be.
Oh,
She can be quite brutal.
and
If she wants to be.
Tiffany Stratton shows up with the Money in the Bank for next week's show. She doesn't cash in, but
Oh, there you go, Mark.
I was like, oh my God.
She's on the edge.
I
She's
go-
on the verge.
I was telling
They're
Tony, I'm like,
getting to it.
if she cashes in, oh my God.
Oh,
how
could
she
you
just show up?
could you imagine?
And she does. She shows up, and I'm like, oh my God, if this happens,
Brian was like,
I
"No,
would text
no."
you. Didn't happen.
No.
Didn't
Yeah.
happen. I was like, what?
It's gonna happen on Raw. It's gonna happen on the first Raw.
Oh my God, though, could you?
She's gonna cash in on Nia
Brian
on the
could
first
not
Raw.
have kept that quiet.
No.
Brian could not have went.
No.
Oh,
What's
I'm
gonna
gonna
happen
hide
is
that.
Josh,
I've-
I was like, I'm gonna keep this quiet.
I'm
until
fearing this
today.
already that she's gonna cash in on Liv at the first Raw, and it's
Just
gonna
so that
be-
the-
just
the-
to piss me off, and it's gonna be
The friends have titles.
No, they're not gonna be friends.
Yeah, they don't get along.
She's gonna.
Or is she going to
first
try
she's
and
gonna
lord it
turn
over her head
on-
now?
Tiffany's gonna go babyface.
Yeah, she's gonna turn on babyface, and I think they should keep her on SmackDown, and that she should cash in on Nia on the first SmackDown of the new year.
But wasn't there talks with
She's
It's the brand
she's
split.
one of the people that's they're
and the
talking about
Saturday Night Main
bringing
Event?
the-
They talked about the whole
well,
the
you,
transfer
you
portal.
saw it.
They're
You saw
doing,
it at the thing,
trades.
though.
Yeah,
But you saw it on SmackDown
yeah.
with the whole.
Well, like Braun's now
I'm her
on
friend.
SmackDown
You're not her
officially
friend.
Yeah, they
because
made
he's the trade. He's like the whole brung over from Raw.
Yep, they said he's officially
It's a
over.
Netflix thing. It's Netflix is picking their people, so it's just that's what it is.
Well-
they're reshuffling the rosters. So.
I don't think Netflix
It's not just
is
Netflix, but
choosing,
it's-
Yes,
they want-
Netflix wants Roman Reigns. They want Cody Rhodes. They want certain people on Netflix.
Oh no, I'm saying I'm agreeing with you,
So
but
there's
I don't
gonna
think
be-
it's. I don't think it's just Netflix.
So don't be
No,
surprised.
It's a Triple
No,
H.
it's-
It's all those guys. They have to have the
Netflix
best.
is dropping a lot of money, so if Netflix wants certain people, they're going to get.
Oh
Certain
no, I'm
people.
agreeing with you on that. But
But
they're
I think-
like some of the lower people
Don't
do
be
need to be
surprised if
shuffled.
you see.
But don't forget, Netflix is paying them. I mean, they could
Yeah,
just
but
easily
still.
stay where they are.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That's
but
how it works.
I would be surprised if you see the champions switch sides. We see Gunther go to SmackDown and Cody come to Raw.
I don't know. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
have to see.
Oh
what the
no,
future
I
brings.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying is I
And if the
agree that
bloodline
there are going
stays, like
to.
the new bloodline stays on SmackDown, don't be surprised if Drew goes SmackDown and old bloodline comes to Raw. Like Jimmy and Roman come to Raw.
Maybe.
And then they reform the old bloodline on Raw.
We'll know by the end of the year, like all these
Yeah.
new changes.
Yeah. So
Anyway, that's my number one, baby.
Yeah.
It was very exciting.
yeah.
So
My number one is not that because I didn't go.
Bastard.
Is the Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns match from WrestleMania 40 on
Yes.
Sunday. It was
Yes.
probably the best written match I've ever seen.
yeah.
Like you talked about earlier with all the appearances of people and everything. Seth coming out to the old Shield music.
Mm-hmm.
Rock coming down, Undertaker, John Cena, the whole thing. And just finally finishing that storyline, which we thought was the end of that storyline, but unfortunately is not, because they keep dragging it out even longer.
Why? What's now? I mean, he's got the belt.
But
This
now
is
he has the
for-
No,
belt,
no, but, like,
and then
there's
they do
other-
the Roman teaming with Roman thing.
Now you have the
now
bloodline.
Kevin
now
into it.
Kevin,
and
yeah,
that
it's a
whole
different.
thing.
It's a different thing. But
Yeah.
It's just Kevin being a baby.
Yeah. But I don't know if you noticed it from Saturday Night's main event. A lot of the fans are starting to turn on Cody.
I noticed that. I was gonna say something.
Yeah.
People seemed more excited for
Kevin
Owens.
to win than they are for Cody to win.
I did notice
Yeah,
that. I
yeah.
did, and I think
Fans,
People do love a good bad guy.
not even a good bad guy. Fans
they're fickle.
are fickle, yes, but also there's a contingency of fans, which I will say are of the male contingent of a certain age, that do not like winners. And it's not just wrestling; it's also in multiple sports, like
Yeah.
the Patriots,
Mm-hmm.
the Chiefs
Mm-hmm.
of nowadays,
Mhm.
Patriots from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
In auto racing, at one point, Jimmy Johnson won like 7 championships, and no one liked him.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Fans
Earnhardt.
just don't like winners. It's like if you
People
you can
didn't
win.
like Earnhardt, but
Well, they
they
liked Earnhardt after the fact.
Yeah.
Like people are very like Earnhardt. Like they've glorified him into
the
like this
Yankees.
finger. Yeah, Yankees. You can win, but don't win too much.
Right.
Let
When
somebody
you
else
start
win.
winning too much, or people start thinking you're like the chosen person,
Golden boy.
like Roman Reigns had this effect back
Yeah.
in the day,
Yeah.
where people were like, "Oh, it's Roman Reigns. He's just because he's the hand-picked guy that
And now
they
people
want."
love him.
Yeah, and then the whole character thing happened, and then people kind of it's like that's kind of thing. Like The Rock
Mhm.
went through this,
Mm-hmm.
John Cena went through this. Like they all go through this.
It's
thing.
a sad thing. Like there's a little bit of that, but there's also it does get stale
Yes.
when the same
Yeah.
guy wins
Yeah.
every single match,
Yeah.
and there's no way to not.
Well, there's also no one
Show
that
him
like
weak
seems like
or-
there's like a person that can put him in his place kind of thing. Like that's I think the Kevin Owens part of the story right now is he's
Yes.
that putting him in his place kind of guy,
Yeah.
and
Well,
like
like,
calling him
I'm-
out on his stuff.
Fake BS.
I'm honestly
Well,
there
like-
with
stuff I
Gunther.
don't buy.
You know,
But that's the thing
playing,
is, though, I'm there with Gunther. Like he's got to lose. It's getting to the point where it's like you can't just keep having him win.
Gunther's issue is they did the Intercontinental Championship thing with him which they should have not done and used it on the championship belt.
Right.
If they had let Gunther lose the Intercontinental title earlier on and not had him like hold it for thousands of days, then it would have been like now him being the world champion and
It just
having
feels
him
like he's
doing
always
that same
champion.
kind of thing. It's like, oh, we're just gonna have them be the champion for 1,000 days, and then like Roman Reigns, same kind of thing. Like
That's
we
right.
have him be
There
world
was
champion forever
no
and ever.
like.
Yeah, I
There
feel
was
like
no lull with
Yeah.
Gunther. It went from
Yeah.
he was Intercontinental champion, then
Yeah, then Sammy
2
won it, and
seconds,
now Braun Breaker
and then
won
it's-
it. And
then he
it's
was-
like, yeah,
then he was-
Sammy, then Jay Uso won it, and then Braun brought it back.
I know it's all over the place.
But yeah,
that
so
belt.
I think it's like it's if there's more like actual viable contendership for belts, I think that's what people want as opposed to
Also, I think as a society, everybody we like to build someone up and see them succeed,
yeah,
but then we like to tear them down.
yeah,
And I think Cody Rhodes, we saw him succeed, and now, like you say, there's this portion of the fandom that wants to see him fail.
well,
Yeah.
because they become the bad guy. Because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you
you're
won't
so
let
good that
anyone
you
else.
become bad.
But
You won't let anyone younger
I
come
will
in and
say,
take over.
you were absolutely right, though, because when he came out, the people still love him.
Yeah.
But there was a guy with a sign that said overrated.
Yes,
Then, after the match, I noticed the same thing. Like,
couple signs, Kevin is
wow.
right.
Yes, Kevin's right. I was like, wow, people are really
Yeah.
they don't seem to be as hyped for him
Yeah.
as normal.
Yeah.
But maybe this is why he's going to disappear.
Well, that's because they want like a change in his character. That's the other thing too. It's like he's gone from being like the underdog guy against Roman Reigns
to not be the franchise.
to being like the franchise guy. And now he's like
He's the face of the
shiny,
He's the face of the.
suit wearing, business toting, company logo guy.
Yeah, he's the face of the company.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think if he disappears for a little bit, it allows people to miss him. So when he does show back up,
Yeah.
it can have a big pop.
But that's
Like
what
he
I
was
mean.
on the
is-
show that you saw,
Yeah.
the second show, I'm assuming,
Second show, no,
because
Nope.
he's hurt.
Yes.
he did show up for the first one.
Well, yeah, because he wasn't hurt then.
He showed
He
up.
wasn't fake hurt then, so.
Well, that show was before Saturday Night.
I know.
Exactly,
Now he's
but that's
fake
the
hurt, so he
point.
couldn't show up
Yeah,
for the second
yeah.
one.
He came out, people went bonkers, and then of course Kevin Owens has to do his cell phone call,
Yeah.
his video call from
Yeah.
his rental car.
Yeah. So I'm assuming they recorded the version for the second show.
Well,
Yeah, second show
Here's-
had no packages,
here's-
so I don't know
Because they
what's
have all
gonna
that
happen.
stuff they couldn't use
You know
for
how
show
I-
because then he would have
Yes.
let off
you
what
know how
happened.
you
at-
could tell. You know you could tell a lot of that interstitial stuff was taped.
Yeah.
If you watch the garage door,
Yeah.
it's bright outside.
Yeah.
That is not that bright on a
Yeah.
regular night.
Yeah.
Behind, because when they came through Gorilla
Yeah.
with Drew and Aldis,
Yeah.
you could see the blue doors.
Yeah.
That's the garage doors, and it was bright, like
Yeah.
super
You can see
bright.
the light coming through the outside.
There
That'd
is
been the
no
sun
way
out.
that garage door would be that bright at
Yeah,
7
at
o'clock.
night.
Oh
at
yeah,
night.
well they
Yeah.
filmed that stuff early.
Oh no,
as soon
that's
as they
what.
get there.
That's
I'm
what.
sure.
Because Mark was talking about how you could like a lot of there wasn't the live.
Yeah.
You could tell because of being someone who's in that building. That's not how that looks at night.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It's interesting though that they're doing this now. This filming 2 episodes at a time kind of thing.
Because the holidays, they did this for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving
No, I know, but
too.
it's just very interesting. It's
It's
not.
not.
something they
It's
usually
not
would
something
do.
WWE would
It's
do.
the
They
first
would
year they've
make
done
you
it
go
in a
to
long
these things.
time.
But you know what?
Like,
Though?
usually
It
it's-
gives them the wrestlers a break.
No,
you
I
know?
understand that, but
Yeah,
usually in the old regime, it would have been we do a show.
right.
You do a show every week.
Yeah.
And that's why they couldn't keep people. And
Well,
that's why
that's
they
why
say
guys
it's
got
not
hurt
there
all the
anymore.
time.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's why guys got hurt.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Because what you're gonna get, like I was saying, was
Can't
the
get a break.
Friday after Christmas, you'll get the
Highlight
year
show.
wrap-up show for SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Monday before New Year's, you'll get the wrap-up for Raw.
Right.
And then the
But
Friday
that's what I mean.
after
Is,
New
would
Year's.
they have SmackDown be the first live show of the year?
Yeah, January 3rd is the first
January
live
3rd.
show of the year.
Oh.
Yeah. SmackDown, and then
It's the first SmackDown of the new year. And
I
then
get to watch Raw live.
Raw on the 6th.
I have a
is the
meeting
first.
tonight, so I'm gonna have to watch it afterwards. But
Yeah.
at least I can watch
And they
the
did
whole
announce
thing.
too that if they're going to be doing a huge tour of Europe before WrestleMania,
Yes. Yes.
and they did say like
Oh,
wherever
yeah.
they are,
It's
that's
not
when
going
Raw
to
will
be tape
air at
delays.
8:00 with their time, wherever they are. And
Really?
It'll pop up on Netflix at that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
So say it's 8:00 in Germany.
Yeah.
Well, like they
whatever,
did, like they did
but
for
it's
Germany
like
this
4
year.
in the afternoon in America.
Yeah.
That's when the show will be on Netflix.
Really
Yeah.
interesting. Well,
So it'll be
that-
live on Netflix at whatever time it is
Ooh.
wherever they are.
Because they have
Because
no
like
constraints.
this year
Yeah.
when they were in Germany.
Yeah, like the PLEs. Like
P-
if that happens at
yeah.
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
But that's what I mean.
Nice.
Was it
It'll be-
SmackDown? Was the PLE not, before the PLE?
yeah, they recorded.
They
it and then
recorded
aired
it, but they aired it at 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
Instead, if they're
Yeah.
wherever they are,
Yeah.
whatever this 8 o'clock or 7
Raw will
o'clock
air
time is, that's
on the time frame. You writing that down so you
Yeah.
know.
No.
So that means we could have a Raw at 4:30.
At 8 o'clock
Yeah.
overseas.
Shut
it'll
up.
be at 8 o'clock. It'll be at whatever time it is in America.
Yeah,
Need to figure out how time zones work.
there's 37 of them.
You know, just picture me like the end of Doogie Howser MD.
Dear Diary.
Dear Doogie Howser MD.
I went to my first SmackDown this past Friday.
It
and
was
I had a great
awesome!
time. I bought myself a T-shirt
I did. It
that I will
was-
only wear this one time and never wear again.
No, I'm gonna wear it at
It's
shows.
gonna hang in my closet just like my concert shirts do.
He's gonna wear it at the
What are you
Blitzkrieg.
talking about? I wear my concert shirts all the time. That's all I ever wear. It's like my whole wardrobe.
The only one I wear is the one from Hartford.
For what? Blink?
Blink. That was
Yeah.
the only shirt that I wear. The green one that we got from
Yeah.
New Jersey.
Oh, I love that shirt.
You
I
used to
don't- I
wear
don't
with
like
the Pearl
green.
Jam one that you
That
got.
Pearl Jam one, I like that one too. But the only one they had at the UBS show was the
green one.
Yeah.
I'm not like. I feel like I just look like a big lime when I wear it, so I don't wear
Wasn't
it.
wasn't the Pearl Jam one from Hartford green as well?
No.
Yeah, it
Probably
was-
No, it was black.
No, the one we went to.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Wasn't
green.
it green with like an orange sign on it? Like an orange and
No,
brown?
it wasn't like it wasn't. It was like a. Like
It wasn't bright
lime
green, it was
army
dark
green.
green.
It was
yeah.
like an army green.
Yeah.
This is like a bright,
Oh.
like Celtic green for
No.
some reason.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though we're in New Jersey,
No, we were in New York.
New York. Yeah, it's Long Island. Sorry.
I have so many T-shirts, but this shirt is awesome. Guess how much this shirt was though?
$30.
$40.
$40.
40. Yeah, it's 40 now.
And
I remember when they were $15. That's
Dude.
how long ago I've been. That's how long I've been going to live shows.
I remember
This is
getting them
across
from the
board,
guys
though.
outside.
And you
Remember-
bought tickets for $5.
remember when we saw Kevin Smith and Hartford for $8?
Oh, U-Heart.
And
We
I was
went to
doing a
U-Heart.
show at Mohegan Sun, I think.
And
or
how
coming
much?
up.
$100. I'm
$100
sure.
a pop,
I'm
probably.
sure.
Yeah.
And we paid.
It's him and Jason Mewes.
We paid like $15.
And there
we
was
went to
like
Hartford.
nobody there.
Yeah, people actually
Like-
left in the middle of
Yeah,
it, and he
people
like
were
made fun of them.
Yeah, people were like,
Like, "Why are you leaving? I
why
have
is this-
class."
What is this? Like,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
this is
It was
across
like
the
in
board.
like a weird random,
It was at the college.
It was at U-Heart.
but it was like a weird random like, or like little theater
It's
space.
auditorium.
It was the
Yeah,
it was the
University of
auditorium.
Hartford.
It was
Yeah.
like it wasn't the theater. It was the auditorium.
Yeah, it was even like a, it was like a.
it was like a
weird-
lecture
Yeah,
hall.
lecture hall that
Lecture
they
hall.
had it in.
But anyway, my point is, this is across everywhere because
Yeah.
Blink the shirts were $40.
yeah,
So we're in line in like
people buying belts.
belt
The suitcases.
$600 for
Yeah.
a belt.
Yeah.
$600.
I
Yeah.
told Claire the other day how much those belts are, and she like blew up. She's like, "What?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, yeah,
But online they're $130 on Amazon.
because it's
yeah,
a different
but I'm saying,
material.
but if you get them at like through WWE, they're like the
600.
authentic.
600.
Yeah,
It was right there. We're like, wow.
And Brian,
Yeah.
there's not just those belts. There is specialty event belts.
At the
And-
thing, I saw a Patriots, a
Yes.
Yankees, and Red Sox.
But
Yeah,
no, there's
sports
not
teams
even
belts
that.
now, yeah.
The wrestlers, there's like the Undertaker belt, the
Oh,
Ric
yeah.
Flair
I'm
belt
surprised they
comes in
didn't
a
like
case.
have a Rangers belt there. That'd have been
That'd been cool.
a ticket grabber. People would have bought that.
I didn't see that. And nobody
because
was paying
because
that
people,
much
for-
for
because
belts.
people forget
Being the home
Hartford
of the
is
Wolfpack.
New York as well.
Well, no, because it's just the Wolfpack.
Yeah,
right
that's what I
there.
mean.
The sign's right there. It has
Yeah.
the Rangers logo on it. You figured they would have known.
So we were waiting so long in this line that was going so slow.
They have Yukon belt too, I
As
think.
soon as we get there, I tell the guy, both shirts, sizes, so we can just pay and go because we're trying to get
You
back
gotta be
to our
ready.
And
You
they
can't,
and
like,
they
get up
love
there and,
you,
like, be like,
and those
"Oh,
people
what do you
love
got?"
you, Brian.
So the guy, he obviously does the merch for
Yeah.
the Wolfpack or whatever.
Yes.
And I get there, and this guy who literally just creeped up from the side,
Yes.
just walks up and just goes, "Can I see?" And he just turns and he goes, "Yeah, you can get in line, and then you can
Yeah.
see."
Yeah.
And then the guy who's like, and he walks away.
Yeah.
And then he goes. He helps me. He's
Yeah.
getting. I'm about to pay, and this other guy comes walking over. "Do you have?" And he goes, "Get in line. You can ask me what I have."
Yeah.
And like he's like, "What is wrong with these people?"
They do it all,
the
Brian.
time.
They do it
No
all
lie.
the
Oh.
time.
Oh,
all the
was
time.
just
Because just like people just get like even
Yes.
at concerts they do.
Yes.
It's like people just gather. They don't form lines. They
No.
just like gather in like a horde.
and we were waiting in
And
line.
then like just wait there, and then like the horde gradually like
Yes,
moves in, and then you just
yes.
kind of just like get your chance when you get to the front of the horde.
but we made back to our seats right when it started because
Ugh.
I was like, I am not getting up.
Yeah.
I'm watching this whole thing. I'm
Yeah.
not getting up for anything. Like Tony had to go to the bathroom. I'm like, I'm holding it, baby.
Yeah.
I am
So,
in.
Brian.
I'm locked in.
Brian, did you even explore the Excel Center at all? Because you
No,
probably
he
haven't
said he
been there
locked
since a
in.
Wolfpack game.
Oh no, we walked.
Did you do a lap?
We did a lap, but they actually cut it off, so you can't.
Yeah,
do a
because you
complete
can't go
lap.
You
behind.
can't go by the
you can't go behind the-
sports
Yes.
book.
Yeah.
You couldn't go behind the sport in front of the sports book.
You're right. You're right. And then we went to the other side.
It's a horseshoe as opposed to the
And
full
I
circle.
realized we went to the merch stuff on the opposite side, and you had to walk this very narrow area.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, it's so crowded. It
Yeah.
was really hard to get around.
Yeah.
Like, people were walking slow.
They're very small.
Well, then the other
I'm
thing
like,
is
get out of my way.
you have the other bar there now too.
Yes, I saw
That's
that.
where the
Yeah.
was.
The
I would
old
assume
bar.
the barbecue place was
Yes,
still
the
there.
barbecue
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
The food smelled good.
The food.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good food there
That's the
now.
issue with that. The thing is that they do have that issue now with that bar
Very
over there.
congested over there.
It's really like shrunk down the aisle on that side of the
It's
building.
One passing.
It's one way, yeah.
Because it's like you can't. It's
Because
not
you have
open.
like the Chick-fil-A and you have the barbecue place in there.
And
It
then
really
there's usually
tightens
another
it up
like
in there.
table there of stuff.
Yeah, they had like on Saturday they had like a housing.
It was.
like,
It's
Windows
usually
guys
it's usually
and
either
a-
housing, merchandise,
Yeah, it's like
or
a Windows. And
the
aluminum
military usually
siding.
has a recruiting table there too.
Yeah, it really like it's not well thought out.
In the beginning, when we were sitting there, it became the
Mm.
yeet. Like
Yeah.
it became
Yeah.
whoo, all this.
Oh yeah,
everybody's
the
yelling
random,
stuff.
the
Yeah.
ran-
Oh,
like,
so funny.
like I said, the random chanting is probably
Oh.
one of the best things.
Yes, yes.
And the worst things about
It was
live
And the
lot
one
of
thing
fun.
I found out from Saturday, which I don't know, I'm assuming this doesn't happen all the time because they didn't have the toy drive going on.
Oh yeah,
Where the toy drive was on Saturday is where they have the concession, like the merchandise usually.
yes.
But on Saturday they had to put the merchandise out into the hallway,
Mm.
like the lobby area.
Oh no, that's a rotational thing now.
Oh, okay.
Most of the time it's outside, and now that space, except for on Wednesdays, is the beer stand
Oh, okay.
because they to get rid of the congestion as you walk in.
Gotcha.
That's why they started doing the merch outside.
Because the thing is, they didn't like when you get inside, they don't have anything saying like you can go because all the doors have the thing like no reentry on them,
yeah.
Yes.
so you don't know you can go back out there to like
We
buy
went out
stuff.
to go to the other merch that was out there, the big
Yeah.
one, and the woman's like, "You can't come back in. You can't go out." And they're like, "You can go back out there during the intermission." And we're like, "There's going to be an intermission?" "Yeah, sure." We're like, "I don't know if I believe you."
Yeah.
So then we went to the other merch, went
So
inside.
that's the thing. That's the weird thing about it.
But
'Cause,
that's
like,
also
they said
the other
same
problem
thing
of-
to people
yeah.
during hockey. Like you can't go out there until
Yeah.
intermission,
We couldn't.
then come back in. Well, it's like then why would you put the merchandise out
Right.
there?
Yes.
Like
But
why
there
wouldn't
is-
you cordon off an area out there?
yes.
And like
But that's
rope it
the thing
off
is-
after the doors open
but
and say you
again,
can only go in and out.
This
through
is
this
the problem
area.
of that building. You can go out there. It is cordoned off.
No, what I'm saying, but like if they had blocked it off like completely.
It is. But that's what I'm saying.
No, but
it
on
is.
Saturday it wasn't though. That's what I'm saying.
No, but that whole area inside the atrium, past the metal detectors, is blocked off.
Yeah, but I'm saying after the game starts, they take the metal detectors out.
Right,
Yeah.
but they're
We weren't allowed
supposed
to go out
And
there.
then
That's
you
what I'm saying,
can-
Mark,
that
is
they didn't block
they're
it off so you
supposed
can
to-
have
they're
it like a
supposed to-
secondary section.
It's supposed to be like hemmed in,
Yeah, but
so
they
that way
didn't-
you can do that. But
yeah, it's just not.
they're still teaching people.
It's a building that needs a lot of
right,
reconstruction.
and that's what they're doing now.
That's what they need. Once that reconstruction happens, that's when it'll finally, hopefully.
Because they're adding a bar behind where you sat.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Yeah,
they're going to redo the whole building.
Jeez, it needs some redoing.
they
Yeah.
It does.
$175 million of
I
repairs.
guess they're actually going to put. They're going to finish off the secondary concourse.
No, I
That
from the sound of it now, they're not doing that because what I guess something happened where they realized they couldn't do it because of the sports book, because you can't have it truly open into the building, because then it would become it's a weird state law, and it would also screw up UConn because of it being a college, and you can't do the betting inside of a college building. So that's why it's cordoned off.
But they play UConn games at Mohegan Sun.
Right, but that is not in the arena. Because
Gotcha.
it's a weird state and federal law with betting inside
okay.
That's why it's outside of the building.
Yeah.
It's part of the building,
Above
but
Above
it's
our pay grade.
yeah.
But anyways, yeah.
yeah. It's a
But
weird.
I'm glad you had a good time. Glad you enjoyed it, Brian. Glad you got to experience wrestling live for the first time.
It was
WWE
awesome.
live for the first time. It's
Yeah.
a whole different experience. Like I told you, it's different.
It's completely different.
But I got to see the announcers walk out being
Yeah.
cheered on. I got to see all that kind of stuff. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. And like I said, I hope
Michael Cole's last SmackDown
Yeah,
before he goes to Raw.
Yeah, was that?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Because he
And
does.
his
He's
last SmackDown
going.
as a SmackDown announcer.
Yeah, I got to see him come out.
Yeah, because Corey Graves, I'm assuming, is going back to SmackDown.
Right. Yeah. He was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
He was there.
yeah,
But yeah, I hope the four of us get to go in 2025.
yeah.
'Cause that'll be a lot of fun. Even if we sit where I was sitting, I had a
Yeah.
blast. So it would be wild to be right over there, up at the bottom. But
Oh yeah, it's a whole different experience
feel like-
depending on where you're
Who even
sitting.
announces Raw? I'm just like trying to think. It's like Corey Graves and who?
Isn't it Wade?
But who
no,
does
it's the other
SmackDown?
guy. It's that new guy that took over. That was on. I can't
Oh,
remember
Joe?
his name. Joe.
Joe Tessitore.
Yeah.
Joe Tessitore.
That's right. And Corey Graves. That's right.
Yes.
So now they're both going to SmackDown. That's right.
What happened to Wade? Where'd Wade go?
Wade's on SmackDown with Michael Cole right now.
Right, but so
Wade's going to stay on SmackDown. There'll be a
Right.
3-man booth on.
it's gonna be. Oh, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna
you
be
could do
three.
a 3-man booth on SmackDown.
Okay, because that's what I was like. You're saying Corey Graves and Wade.
Well,
and
because
Joe.
what's going to happen is Pat's going to come back
Yeah, Pat's gonna be back for
in January, but then he's going to
Netflix.
have to leave again, and they'll have to reorganize again when he goes back for college football in the fall.
Well, he's got a while. He's got a
Yeah,
while.
yeah.
Well, you never know. He could not, because depending on how they do the
No,
announcing.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they'll.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well, we should wrap this
especially
up.
if he has they have Netflix money.
yeah. You do have Netflix money, but that is our show.
Oh
our
my
last new show of the year. We have
Yeah.
a couple specials coming out the next couple weeks during the holidays.
Best
we'll have
of
our
TV.
best of movies first.
Yep.
During the Christmas week, and
Mhm.
then the best of television during New Year's week. But we'll be back after that, January 6th. We'll
Wow.
be here to talk about all the
January 6th is gonna be a big day.
Yes. Yeah.
It's gonna pop off.
Yeah, it's gonna
It's gonna
pop off.
pop off. Right.
It's gonna shit's gonna happen.
I
But
got a
no,
bad
we'll have
feeling
I
about
got a bad
this.
feeling about this. But no, we'll be talking about all things Raw. It'll be the first Raw of the year.
Yeah. Well, we won't have seen it
Netflix.
yet.
No, but at least
No, but
we'll at
we're
least have
talking-
like a
we'll be
card.
getting,
Right.
like what we're expecting from the Netflix.
But we're going to be going over
things.
what
All
we're
the
looking
things we're
forward
looking
to.
forward to. There's a lot of stuff. If you thought this year had a lot of stuff going on, other reason why I'm thankful for wrestling is it was kind of a light year
for stuff.
nerd wise.
And now we're screwed.
Now we're gonna have to really figure out how we're gonna get ready for long podcasts, folks.
So do your top 5, and I'll do my top 5. And I
Yeah. And we'll also run down the quick list of everything that's gonna be coming.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we tried to do that a few times, and we got to March and went shit.
Yeah, we don't need to go over
Language,
everything.
Joshua.
Just do your
Language.
top.
But still,
We'll just do our
Yeah.
top 5s of what
Yeah.
we're looking for.
no, I know, but like,
Yeah.
there's just so much stuff coming out.
The
that
fire
it's
hose
like,
is gonna open. That's all I'm gonna
Yes.
say in
It's
January.
going to be crazy.
But until then, enjoy the holidays. Enjoy the time with your family and friends. As always, we ask for you to like and subscribe.
Yes.
The Drive to 125 is still alive. We're still waiting for that one person.
I think we got it, didn't we?
Did we? I don't know. Check. Live check right now.
I'm going to lie.
Live check, Brian. If we hit 125, we're going to shoot off fireworks.
Then you're gonna have to edit the pre-roll shifts because we were still driving for 125.
Geekonomics 125.
Hey, we did it!
Hey!
The Drive to 125
Fireworks!
has succeeded.
Fireworks!
Is there a way to find out who the 125th
I would have to.
person is?
You have to look on your. Well, you'd have to just look.
Oh, we'll have to figure out who it is. They'll be getting a thing on Facebook. They'll be getting a thank you on Facebook from us. A special thank you from us to number 125.
Now it's
whoever that is.
130.
Is it really?
Now
Oh.
we're going to
No,
go to
no,
130.
no,
No, the drive now is the 150.
150.
The drive to 150.
150. Please like and
150 in
subscribe.
2025.
Yes.
We're in Xfinity
We're
Series
getting
race
there.
right
We're
now.
going there. 120.
125. We're in Xfinity Series
Yeah,
race.
we're Geekonomics 125. But yeah, so everyone, be safe, be well, be kind.
Rewind. See ya.
See you next
week.
year, everybody.
Next week or next year.
Night, Rocky.
Good night, Bobby.
See you, Howard. Bye, everybody. Happy New Year.
And God bless us, everyone.
Shut up. You weirdo.
Oh man, I had a good surprise for you guys. Oh man, I was biting my tongue. I get out of the shower today, put this on. I'm like, oh man. Allison's like, oh, this is gonna be good. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be good. But I had this up and went, oh yeah.